So we've made a contract with the Cabal to have low life totals and low cards in our hand and library so we can win the game. How, you might ask? By casting Doomsday! Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Legacy Gambit. Today we are finally finishing the letter D in our A to Z of Legacy by playing one of the coolest and most intricate decks that Legacy has to offer in Doomsday. And we have a special guest to help us along this fun Doomsday journey. But of course, it is not me on the Legacy Gambit. I am, of course, joined by my lovely co-host, Sarah, and special guest, Doishy, aka James Johns. Hello, folks. How are you? We're going to play some Doomsday. Isn't it exciting?
I've never been so scared to play a league in my entire life.
So,
okay, I'm going to give the viewers the context on this, right? Because this originally was going to be a normal Legacy Gambit episode with me and Sahar and me desperately trying to explain how to do this. I spent some time really getting in and learning Doomsday, and it's become one of those decks where I can execute very well as long as I'm not actually in a match on Magic Online. The moment I'm in an actual match with actual stakes and Doomsday is resolving, everything leaves my brain completely. You could send me a screenshot of that exact same situation and I could give you a pile that works and plays around whatever. The moment it's on the clock, in a round, my brain freezes and I can't think, and then I make a pile that doesn't play around Wasteland when I'm against death and taxes, and I die.
That's so funny. So, of course, we are playing the wonders that is Doomsday, and we are, of course, joined by Doishy on the call. Doishy, do you want to tell people who you are? How are you known by the Doomsday Cabal?
I've always declared myself kind of the roadie of Doomsday. I kind of just hide in the back, bit of a beer gut, grumble a bit, but we get everything ready so that the superstars who play it, like you guys will soon be, can just go out there and to get it done. Nice and easy. Deck's really simple. You just have to resolve single 2-mana creature. You don't need to worry about combat steps. You don't need to worry about most of what your opponent's doing. It's probably the easiest deck in Legacy, to be honest.
Folks, this is okay. To give Doishy his Doishy's praise. This is the man who helps runs the Doomsday Wiki. This is the man who basically makes sure that, as he said, that folks who play Doomsday know how to play Doomsday. With all the information available, I think we've read all the Bibles, the guides, the schmides, to kind of get ourselves prepared for this episode. And then we were like, hang on a minute. Let's just get him on the call and he can just help us and hold our hand while we navigate through the Doomsday deck. So, both parties, both Sarah and James, what is Doomsday? Yes, we have to resolve this 2-mana Merfolk Wizard to win the game, and we don't necessarily have to do combat. But how do we get there?
There is a full history of Doomsday up till sort of mid-2020, early 2021 that you can find online. But basically, prior to the printing of Thassa, this was a Storm deck predominantly. So it won via Tendrils of Agony and or Laboratory Maniac. Okay, both incredibly strong cards.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then there was a couple of bans that made it a little bit awkward to play. So the first ban was Sensei's Divining Top.
Rest in peace.
That was Rip Top. Died for Counterbalance's sins, died for Terminus's sins. Anyway, that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
And we managed, that was literally as we started building the wiki anyway. So we had to rewrite the wiki. So I was very annoyed at that. And then another ban came in because a lot of people were very angry about Storm, which was Gataxian Probe.
Oh, rip.
And Gataxian Probe basically made the deck in that current state almost unplayable. There was at least one guy, there's this guy called Lee who lived in the States. He was still playing it, but he's a madman. Everyone else kind of shifted to other Storm variants. There was a little bit of time where we tried what we call DDEFT. So previously that used to be called DDFT, Doomsday Fetchland Tendrils, and then it became Doomsday Experimental Frenzy Tendrils.
Oh!
because Experimental Frenzy was crazy card, and at the time the meta was Grixis control, and it turns out that deck was just really good against Grixis control.
Yeah.
It wasn't good against a lot of the rest of the meta, but it was good against that.
Just one deck. That's all you have to.
Just one deck. And then time went by, and suddenly this little card came along called Thassa's Oracle.
Oh.
It was like it had some stats, had toughness, power. We weren't used to these things. And then it also had this little line that just said "You win the game." And that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. And suddenly we got transported into the world of being, at least a couple of points, a solid tier 1 deck, I would say.
For sure.
The last couple of years.
This deck is incredible. So folks, if you're new to Legacy and you've never seen Doomsday, the Cabal, I call it the Cabal because it is effectively a cabal of people who love this deck. It's a deck that you will, at tournaments, certainly you'll see the people who play Doomsday. The deck is very good against a lot of the format. It has, because one thing especially I always respected against Doomsday is that it can ignore a lot of what's going on in the format. Because you have this I win button in Thassa's Oracle, you can kind of ignore a lot of, like you said, the combat step. You can kind of ignore just a lot of what's happening to just basically win the game. And against some of the fairer decks in the format, Doomsday can just come and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The good thing I like about Doomsday is that a lot of the pilots now can kind of take the shell in a multiple of different directions. So the deck we've got in front of it is what I would call like the traditional vroom zoom. Let's just win the game as quickly as humanly possible.
This is colloquially known as ABCD.
So
Doomsday,
always
be casting Doomsday.
Yeah.
Your opening hand should cast Doomsday. If not, you get rid of it, and you get a new opening hand.
Yeah.
We're looking to abuse the London Mulligan as much as possible. And you can see that by the fact that, some of the fairer blue players looking at this list might be going, okay, there's 4 Brainstorms, 4 Force Will, that makes sense. Why are there only 3 Ponder? Well, that's because Ponder doesn't matter. We're not here to cantrip. We're here to look at our opening 7 and go, okay, do we jam this? No? Right, ship it.
Right, so yeah, as said, I did a lot of research on this. There were a couple heuristics that come up a lot. I'm gonna ask if any of them apply to your approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that came up a lot from Wonder Pro, I think, was your starting hand could at least have the potential of casting Doomsday on turn 2.
Yeah.
Are you keeping hands like double fetch land, double cantrip, dark ritual, X? Or
yes,
does it
depending on what the matchup is.
Oh, just in the dark, game 1 on the play.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Alright, cool. Alright, I still know some things.
We still know some things.
I like to say that the deck is 5 cards that you must play, and then 55 flex slots in the main. And then your sideboard is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
So as you said, that you can play this deck like this, incredibly fast.
Yeah.
I've even tried a version of this that was faster, that had no ponders in, that was just all in on the mulligan. It uses a lot more pitch cards like Grief and stuff. It was a bit fun, but it didn't quite work as well as you might hope. You've got the opposite one where you start playing things like Teferi Time Raveler, and things like the Wandering main, which people have been testing out a bit more. You can speed out with Dark Ritual. It obviously accrues insane advantage, but that's not how I like to go. So that's why these guys are stuck with this style here.
Something ABCD.
You've also got what is colloquially referred to as Tempo Doomsday, which is a sort of Doomsday lists that have a sort of integrated plan B. So they will likely have a couple of main deck Sheldreds, nowadays incorporating Orcish Bowmasters, and or they might have a complete transformational sideboard. Like I know, Marcus Evolder is a big fan of Stoneforge Mystic that he's tried in the past. There have been bug lists that like Kai Saitari has been playing with like Uro in the main. You've got the Baleful Strixes. You can literally do whatever you want with this deck, so long as you have at least 1 or 2 copies of Doomsday and a single copy of Thassa's Oracle in.
These cards, folks, this is all you need. The rest is just filler. I mean, yeah, so for me, the list that was kind of doing the rounds with like Mark Tobiash being kind of championing was that kind of 4-color sort of Teferi, 1 ring. Like, it was basically a control deck that then just won with Doomsday, and I know he's done a lot of work in that space and done a lot of work with Doomsday generally. So yeah, folks, Doomsday is great. Do not be scared by it. We're not scared. We're not scared anymore, because now we've got someone who can help us along the journey.
You can speak for yourself on that one, sir. Though, jokes aside, I think, like, from the experience of trying to learn this, I think if my brain didn't freeze up while resolving the card Doomsday, I would now be a Doomsday player. And that's within about, like, a week or two of actually trying.
100%.
Like, it doesn't take as long as people think it does. And part of the advantage is that you can improve without just jamming matches.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Like, you can think through piles, you can talk to people about piles, you can talk to people through mulligans, because it's a little more cut and dry than a lot of decks, I feel.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, mulligan sideboarding and pile construction.
I joke about this, but the Cabal is very strong in the Legacy community. Like, James, you can probably vouch for this, is that I think the Doomsday community is probably the most tight-knit out of all the archetypes from what I've certainly, like, engaged with and seen.
This is a this actually came from the historical thing. So the whole, you kept saying the Cabal. So it used to be the joke that there was 5 Doomsday players in the world. Okay. Back when. So I was one of the 5 alleged Doomsday players at this time. And for a part, that was probably true at one point. As I said, with the bannings that I went through and stuff, there weren't many people playing the deck, but because we had set up this community, we were quite early incorporators of sort of the Discord model and stuff. And we obviously had this website, the wiki, that was designed to help teach people. We had all that infrastructure in place. So even though people weren't playing the deck at that time, we were still talking, we were still sort of, online friends and stuff, joking around. And so when it came time for the deck to suddenly have its heyday again, we had everything in place. We had that community in place. I went up and started typing frantically, to get our GitHub repository updated so we could load it to the wiki and getting all that content out, because suddenly we went from 5 players to 500 players. But it was nice because we still kept that sort of small server vibe going.
Yeah.
And so, although in any community you're always going to have, a lot of people who aren't necessarily wanting to contribute, lurking, that's fine. But the fact that you do have this nice kind of core of people who are always willing to answer questions. We always say that, there are no stupid questions.
Nope.
There might not be original ones, but there are no stupid ones. Okay?
100%.
If you don't understand something, ask it. Yeah. Ask away. So yeah, like, we all, and as you say, you named a lot of people. A couple of key ones you missed was Martin Nielsen.
Shout out Martin Nielsen. Sorry, I forgot the main goat. The goat.
His Foundations of Doomsday videos, very good, very, very helpful.
Go and look, we will link them. We will link them in the description below. They are great.
Yeah, so he's obviously sort of really good. You've got Brandon Adams, aka Midland, who is the OG, who kind of started this whole deck list craze. Obviously, you've already mentioned Ethan, Monkeys Can't Cry. We've got Kaisar Otori, of course. You've got a whole host of people who, some are still active, some, have drifted off a bit, but there's always been this really strong core group of content creators for the deck because they just love it so much. And as for me, I don't know how to do anything else. I can't play anything else in Legacy. I'm a big dummy. This is all I've got.
This is my baby.
And I felt a little bit called out when you said, oh yeah, people who don't play a lot. So I play maybe twice a month, if that. I don't play online or anything like that. But I've got at least an okay win record. So yeah, hopefully I can channel that into this.
It'll be great. It's going to be amazing. Folks, all the information we've spoken about, so the Doomsday Wiki, links to the server, information about like known players. The Foundation of Doomsday video series that Martin Nielsen, we will link in the description. And if you're here and you're enjoying this content, feel free to obviously give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Help us continue our growth. But with that, folks, let's not waste any more time. Let us get into some matches, and we will see you guys in round number 1. All right, folks, we are here for round number 1 against Aroma. Let us get this show on the road. Won the die roll, which I think is very good. winning the die roll in Doomsday. I mean, this finds us a Doomsday with Force of Will backup and Days backup. But we're kind of all in on this. We can't really... Oh, can we?
Cavan can't cast Doomsday. So it's the thing where it finds the Doomsday, but right now it can't cast it.
I mean... We need like a dot.
This is possibly keepable, but it's already a 6-card hand, so going to 6 is not terrible.
We could go to 6. You want to go to 6? Like this.
Never be afraid of that mulligan button.
Never. That's a good sign. I mean, yeah. My only thing is this is protected, things like that. But yeah, I think maybe. Okay.
Let's keep it for science. Let's keep it for science.
Let's keep it for science. So are we just going land go? Like land?
No, we're going land personal tutor.
Oh, we're just going. Okay, we are casting our cards.
Yeah, and we are getting Underground Sea because we don't care about Wasteland. If they have Wasteland, great, good for them.
Okay,
I'm sure they're happy.
Are we playing out this Lotus Battle, or are we just gonna leave it until we need it?
That's a hard decision because the downside of playing the Lotus Petal is normally things like Prismatic Ending.
Yeah.
It gives them an out. I think because we've got this Brainstorm in hand, we can just throw it out.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
So let's show our opponent what we're doing. Playing this very mid tutor, but it does find our Doomsday.
It's a terrible card, but it does one thing very well.
It does.
And that's find
Imagine if we still had Mystical Tutor, and actually no, Mystical Tutor's too good.
Yeah, Mystical is too good. Imperial Seal might be.
No, we're not.
Fine.
You can't have. Imp Seal is one of the. Swamp Gamer has been active. Okay.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Like you could. I think you just let this happen because we don't care about our hand.
Yeah, opponent's Reanimator, I think. They mulliganed pretty deep and they've started Swamp Fortsies. Yeah. Like, it feels either Reanimator or Black Scamish.
Yeah. Let's see what they're doing. If they go for, like, Scam, then sure. Storm counts 1. Not that it matters right now. Right, let's go. So we're going to draw Doomsday. And cry.
So they made the correct decision by taking Brainstorm because our plan for this turn was going to be draw Doomsday, cast Brainstorm, try and hit the ritual.
So we go Cavern named Merfolk? Like, it's
no, I think we just leave Cavern. We don't need to play it.
Okay,
just say go.
Say go. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's also if they do something like Reanimate an Archon, Cavern is probably the card we would want to be forced to discard.
That's fair,
like if
actually.
they have some way of fighting through like force on the reanimation.
Yeah. Okay, so we are playing against Reanimator. How's the Reanimator matchup? Is it about survival?
It's about speed.
About speed. The need for speed. Okay.
So your two decks who are trying to outrace each other post board, it gets a lot easier because we've got Leyline of the Void in the deck. So, you don't need to worry too much.
Yeah. So this is okay in Tom B. Okay, so they're just going for it. Which is fair. I mean, land Doomsday and okay. So they don't. Hold on. Opponent, you didn't cast your Reanimate? Does that mean you've got an Animate Dead in your hand? That's got to be Animate Dead, right? Like, they would have just cast Reanimate. Maybe. This is a bit sus. I mean...
let's see what they're working with.
Let's see what that one card in your hand is. Oh, Exhume! Okay, well, that's probably why. Well, let's get that out your hand. And then pass the turn. All right.
Yeah. So we're in an okay position here, to be honest.
Yeah. No. They just need. I mean, they have a bunch of reanimation spells, but I think if we draw land, I think this is like.
Yeah, it's like
specifically non-island.
Yeah, non-island.
We're looking for non-island land.
Yeah. All right. We'll just
be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a race between us finding more black mana and them finding a reanimation spell.
We have force as well. Like we can just stop. Oh, they're unmasking us.
We force this because we want to keep Doomsday.
No opponent. Behave. What did they? They exiled. Hold on. What did they do? Exile Emma. Oh, they revealed Forties. Okay. I love that for your opponent. All right. Fetch land, underground sea, watery grave. Please and thank you. That will find us lands.
Or a ritual.
I will happily take Dark Ritual. Shuffle? This is a shuffle, right?
Shuffle. Yeah.
Shuffle. Get the hell out of our deck. Well, that we can cast Doomsday next turn. So we just have to survive. We just have to survive to next turn and hope that our opponent doesn't top deck like a god. Please don't top deck like a god.
I mean, they don't need to top deck like a god. They've got, like, to be honest, we just need to thread a needle here of not having them hit a valid discard spell and not hitting a valid reanimation spell.
Yeah.
Which comprises of what, like 2/3 of the deck.
Okay, well, so now we get to. Do we just play this Lotus Petal, play Doomsday, and then.
And play Cavern, because.
Oh, I play Cavern! We can do the whole.
We could just throw it all out. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go Cavern naming fish.
Naming. I prefer Wizard.
You prefer Wizard? Okay.
I'm a Wizard person.
Okay, I always just don't go. I normally do fish, but Wizard will also do. Okay, so we'll play this. Get all our spells out of our hand. Then make black. This makes black. Okay. We're casting the card. Okay.
There we go.
Now
we've done the easy bit.
There's so many cards.
Okay, now's the time for a deck tech.
now, folks, we can now play Magic.
Propose a pile and then.
Sarah, go for it. Lead us.
See if someone. Okay, so the obvious is Thassa's Oracle needs to be in the pile.
Yeah, where's she gone? Where the hell is she? There is she. Choose this card.
So it's by default a pass the turn pile.
Correct.
They have no real interaction that we care about. They might have some way to like kill our Thassa's Oracle, so we want it to be a perfect pile. We want there to be no cards in our library when it resolves.
I love the fact you're already using the correct terminology. Perfect pile.
The perfect
Can we
pile.
literally just go quadruple cycler? We're at 16, we'll go to 8. So double Street Wraith, double Edge, Thassa's Oracle should win. There's probably a better pile, but I'm trying to like not.
So I'm gonna point you towards one particular card that a lot of decks aren't running, but we are, which is Ideas Unbound.
Oh,
yeah. So that one. That is a way of making piles easy, I've been told.
Yeah, so this, and also the reason why we don't necessarily want to do a quad cycle pile here is that 4 life from the Street Wraith cycles could matter if our opponent is reanimating an Archon.
Yeah, good point. Alright, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so if they reanimate an Archon. Yeah, so we don't want to do quad cycles. So if we go Ideas Unbound and Thassa's Oracle, we get to draw 3 cards off on Ideas Unbound. We already have the mana for Thassa's Oracle, so theoretically we don't need extra mana in there. I kind of want to put a Lotus Petal in, just if there's the most random wasteland of all time. And then just double Cycler, like double Edge of Autumn?
So the ways that we lose here are if Oracle gets countered, which currently it can't do because of Cavern of Souls.
Yep.
If we get cut off the 4 blue mana we need to resolve Ideas Unbound plus Oracle, or if suddenly they put into place something like Chance of the Annex. I don't think they're running it these days, but that's sort of one other consideration to have. So you've identified all the correct things. We need a way to draw through the pile. We need Thassa's Oracle. We need the mana to cast it. If you're really paranoid, you can integrate the Pact of Negation in there. But I honestly don't think we'll need it.
You guys are being far too sensible. I would have just cycled through our entire deck.
Actually, okay, if we want to be paranoid, let's just assume we're that paranoid. It should just be like Ideas Unbound, Pact of Negation, double cycle Thassa's Oracle. right?
We don't need double cycle. We only need one cycler because ideas will be our card for turn, so 4 cards left in the pile. Ideas resolving will draw us 3 cards, so we'll have 1 card left in the pile, so we only need 1 cycler to draw the final card in the pile.
Okay, so like 1 cycler, 1 lotus petal to cover like the mana issue as well?
You could even do a land, because we've got a land drop next turn.
Yeah, that's like putting like an island in your pile because you have a fetch land on board kind of thing. Yeah, sure. So Ideas Unbound, Thassa's Oracle, Pact of Negation, 1 cycle, let's go Edge of Autumn because it doesn't cost life. And Lotus Petal or a land. Dealer's choice.
I would advocate basic island, because if for whatever reason they're running like, I don't know, a main deck Magus of the Moon or something, then
this is our pile.
At the very least, 1 island, 1 petal already in play is eligible to cast Thassa's Oracle.
So I click done.
Yep.
To continue. So
now you'll be putting cards from bottom to top. Okay, so this is where you're ordering your pile.
Hold on. So the first card is the bottom card.
Yeah. The first card will be the bottom card.
Which will be
Ideas Unbound is the last card we're clicking.
Okay, so the first card we're clicking is Thassa's Oracle. Is this the first card?
It could probably be Pact of Negation.
Okay.
I would go Pact of Negation, Island, Thassa's Oracle, Edge, Ideas Unbound. Okay. I don't know whether that's correct.
No, I would agree. So, do you want to talk through the reasoning?
So... God, I barely remember the reasoning. Okay, so Ideas Unbound needs to be the top card because that allows us to draw for our entire pile. Edge goes below that. I'm trying to remember the reasoning why though. I always kind of stack the cyclers on top, like directly below the Ideas Unbound, and I think the reason is if Ideas Unbound gets countered, you can pass the turn again and still like go into your cyclers.
Exactly. So we're currently overthinking this matchup because we're playing against Reanimator.
Yeah.
So if you wanna put the cards down, so Pact of Negation first.
Yep. Basic island.
Then island. Yep. Then Oracle. Then Edge. Then Ideas. And as Sarah surmised, basically this way, if Ideas Unbound does get stopped in any way, shape, or form, then the next card that we can draw for turn is Edge of Autumn, which if we cycle it, then puts Thassa's Oracle at number 3, which means we'll have 2 cards left in our deck, so we can win with Thassa's Oracle the turn after if Ideas Unbound fails. So that's exactly, you've got it completely correct. That's how we want to go about it. Now this Grizzlebrand can't find anything. They literally cannot stop us with their deck unless they're running some Super Spice. And so now we should be able to just run out ideas. I don't know, are Reanimator running Bowmasters? And even then, doesn't really matter.
Oh, they're just reanimating a troll.
Okay.
Oh, are they? Maybe Exhume? Exhuming? Rock Ritual? Animate Dead? Okay. So they've just made 12 power and are passing the turn.
They're going win on your turn or you die.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even if they did have a Bowmasters, what we can do here is just cast our Ideas Unbound.
Play.
And then, yeah, you can play Island if you want.
Cycle. Sacrificing the.
Sacrificing literally anything, because at this point it does not matter.
And then play Oracle. Ta-da! We did it!
It was easy.
Okay. Alright. Jeez Louise. Okay. Against Reanimators, so I imagine it's probably like this. Maybe like this is my first inclination that I think with Reanimator. Stop them doing it. Stop their graveyard from filling up.
Yep, exactly. And we're taking out things that cost mana, so Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
We can get rid of Thoughtseize.
And then
I generally like trimming a land.
Any land?
I would like to say one thing. This is like a new Magic Online thing, so I understand like it doesn't come up a lot. Their black-green reanimator, which means they also sideboard. They also can sideboard into Chain of Smog combo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like a new thing that's going around. It's like a mono black reanimator deck that has Golta Stampede Tyrant in it, so they can show and tell in all their things at once.
Yeah.
And they have a transformational sideboard into Chain of Smog combo. I've noticed because they played a Bayou in that round that's what they're on.
So Thoughtseize becomes a bit more potent.
Yeah, we probably cut Pact Negation because a lot of the time we're not worried. Once we get into us resolving our combo, we're not worried about their interaction for the most part.
So then...
and then you could probably trim a Cycler.
Okay. Do we trim like... I don't think if you trim... Oh, we need to trim land. Is it Watery Grave?
It would be Cavern of Souls. Assuming if they were back to what was the traditional black-red reanimator, we'd keep Cavern in and probably trim the island.
If it's the Chain of Smog thing that we can like if we see that from opponent, then fair. The other thing is maybe bringing like Chain of Vapor to like stop.
We're not. No.
You just want to. Okay, fine.
We're fighting them on the stack. The aim against these sort of decks is you look at your opening hand, you use your piece of interaction to buy yourself one turn to resolve Doomsday. You resolve Doomsday.
You win the game. Win. Okay. Well, let's ship this back. Let's ship this back. This is good for us. Okay. I mean,
it's pretty good.
We didn't come here to fuck spiders. This is basically as good as it's gonna get.
It's not quite the best. So
it's not Dark Ritual Doomsday, but it is we have to jump through a hoop.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this does mean we need two pieces of interaction because they're likely to hit us with two pieces of interaction.
Very true. Opponent's multi-6. Alright, let's see what opponent's doing. Marsh Flats. I love Marsh Flats.
Probably a Thoughtseize.
Grief. Oh, we're getting scammed. We are getting scammed.
We probably forced. Oh, okay.
Oh, did you want to force it?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. I just thought this is fine.
So the logic, as I said before, the logic is we're not here to play control. We just need to resolve our game plan. And unfortunately, Grief is stopping us resolve our game plan. That is
completely fair. That is on me, folks. I am so that is a click on my side because normally when I see a Grief, I'm like, sure, opponent, you live your best life. They took Force though, which is now bad because now I have to pitch this. Okay, that's on me. That was a mistake on my part.
It's fine. We'll just draw Doomsday off the top.
Yeah.
Or a blue card.
Duress. Okay, now they're just. Yeah.
Yeah, we just let it happen.
Yeah. Okay, that was a mistake on my part. I apologize, folks. Alright. We have been him to Toract. Now we're just going to draw Doomsday like an absolute king. Or person.
Or queen.
Or queen, yeah. Or anyway.
They're just on like 2 cards in hand. So hopefully.
So, Underground Seagull?
Yeah.
Alright. I mean, if this is all they're doing, this is fine.
So I had a great game the last time I played Legacy, where I was against Black Red Reanimator, or Mono Black Reanimator, where I got triple griefed on turn 1.
What?
And managed to win the game.
Yeah.
And it was a scenario similar to this, whereby at one point I had an Ideas Unbound in hand. And Ideas Unbound does a great job of just cycling through your deck. So here, we're going to cast Personal Tutor. And we're probably going to cast it, off that. And we'll probably play out our Watery Grave tapped, I think.
Alright, opponent. Alright. Opponent. We're passing. You cannot
The fact
seize the
that
top
personal
card.
tutor exactly. I was literally about to say that the fact that personal tutor goes to the top of the deck makes it incredibly strong in this matchup.
Okay, are you unmasking us? Or this we can force it?
They're targeting
Us.
Yes, yeah. I say we just let it happen.
Yeah, let it go.
Yeah, if they take Dark Ritual, we still have the mana to cast Doomsday. If they don't take Dark Ritual, then we actually have win next turn. If they took like Force of Negation.
They did take Force of Negation, okay.
They need more than that.
Reanimate our grief. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Habibi.
They still need more than that.
They still need all the cards. Alright, they took ideas.
They've got the fear.
They have the fear. Well, this is their game plan. They're empty-handed.
Yeah.
So we Dark Ritual this Doomsday, so we keep our mana, correct? Is that how this works?
Yeah. So what we want to do is play out our land.
Okay, we'll play our fetch.
But don't fetch it.
No, we're not fetching.
Then we play out Dark Ritual into Doomsday.
Do it on the wall tree.
And then, Sarah, I'm going to let you cook.
Sarah. Okay, Sarah, we have...
Oh god. Okay, alright, let's think. So we've got an uncracked fetch land, so we're allowed to put a land at the bottom of our pile. It kind of functions similarly to a cycle, except you play less life for it.
Exactly, yeah.
So the cards that need to go in are Thassa's Oracle. And would you pick Basic Island for that, Doishy? I'm guessing yes?
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. We're probably not going to be casting a Thoughtseize from this pile, so...
Sure, okay. So now my question is, like, what can they actually have that interacts with us in any meaningful way? It has to be a one-card thing. Thoughtseize doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because once we draw the first card on our pile, we're winning that turn. So that doesn't matter. If we make it a perfect pile, removal doesn't matter either. And I don't really think they have any other way of properly interacting with us.
Veil of Summer? Veil of Summer doesn't do anything, right?
No, because it's you win the game.
Yeah, it's not like target. Yeah. Double checking.
Okay, so Thassa's Oracle Island. We draw one card. There's 4 left. Once we fetch, there's 3 cards left. I kind of want to do a brainstorm pile. Is that...
The problem with the brainstorm pile is that we don't have a card in hand.
Yeah,
currently.
Right.
Well, can we not win this turn?
No, because we don't have a way to draw into the pile.
Yeah, this is what I mean by my brain kind of freezing out. I get like some decent ideas, and then when it comes up to the specifics, my brain starts going blank. Okay, so Thassa's Oracle Island triple cycle would win next turn, but it's about whether there's like a better pile than that, which there probably is. So you've got Island of the Bomb, Thassa's Oracle on top of that, 2 cards, and then whatever we draw.
Is it Consider?
Consider being the top card makes sense to me. We could go like from top to bottom. It could be like Consider X, Cycler, Thassa's Oracle Island. With X being literally anything, because you mill it with Consider. So I'm thinking like Consider, Cycler, Thassa's Oracle Island.
So basically you basically just have to think about the way we lose. So we're going to go down to 10 life after Doomsday finishes resolving. Yep. Effectively 9 life because we want to crack this fetch.
Yeah.
Effectively 6 life because they're going to hit us with grief at least once.
Yep.
So we want to avoid putting street rates in just in case something goes awry. Yep. We could keep it simple. Oh, the opponent has made it easier for us.
Oh, opponent!
We'll keep the discussion going.
We'll keep the decision going, but the opponent has realised that we're winning, but it's fine.
Yeah, so the simplest way to win here is something like 3 cyclers Oracle land that can be fetched or similar. We can grab the Ideas Unbound out of our graveyard.
Oh yes, that's true.
Because Doomsday gets things from graveyard, so we can basically replicate what we did last time. Have 2 lands, one in the pile that we draw with Ideas Unbound, and one then at the bottom of the pile that we fetch with the fetch. We could also do something like having both oracles in the pile. So we could do like single cycler, maybe ponder, oracle, second oracle, land at the bottom, because that way, even if they have something like surgical extraction, so this is where you have to think of all the hundreds of what if scenarios. So that in my head, the only way that we lose here is if they make us shuffle our deck, we draw the land that we were going to fetch for, and then we can't do anything else.
Yeah.
And the best way to mitigate that is to just keep throwing Thassa's oracles and cantrips down
until we can win the game. Yeah. Well, we won the game. So let us go into round 2. But folks, this is what it's going to be like. It's going to be a lot of us talking, a lot of us seeing a lot of cards on the board. But let's get into round 2 and see how it goes. We are here for round numero 2 against Scrans. We're on the draw. That's fine. Well,
makes a turn 2 Doomsday.
It does make a turn 2 Doomsday. With
force... Turn 2 protected Doomsday.
It is a protected Doomsday. I think we keep this hand. Like, the worst... I mean, even if we get, like, a Chalice on one, like, we can protect... We can push through.
We don't care about Chalice on one, other than... If they do turn 1 Chalice on one, then we'll probably force it.
Yeah, but
if they do a turn 2 Chalice on one, we probably ignore it.
Yeah, just ignore it. Okay, so that's fine. Alright, we'll keep this. Opponent, show us what you've got. We like what you have got.
Right. Lotus Petal is low-key one of the most powerful cards in this deck.
Lotus Petal is just a powerful card, full stop. Tropical Island is like 4 decks. Turn 1 Tropical Island.
It's probably a fair deck. This is fine.
This is a fair deck? I mean, it's a blue deck.
They're probably playing a fair deck. It's fine.
So the most common things are like Beans and Delver.
Beans, Delver, maybe Infect on the off chance. Alright. Let us play our spells. Oh!
Easy game, easy life.
Easy game, easy life. Let's just...
So we want to play out Tarn, and we want to play out Petal, because we don't want Days to be live.
I'll play this. I mean, this looks like a show and tell gamer.
It's so nice that we can pitch Personal Shooter to force.
Oh, thank God! Thank God! Alright, so we get Underground Sea?
Yep.
Don't do
what if they stifle us, we just let it happen.
Let it go. Alright, Dark Ritual.
So a lot of pilots will fight over the ritual. We probably want to cast the second ritual as well.
Yeah?
Because that way we can keep our Petal if they do have days. No, wait.
So just cast the Doomsday? Cast the second ritual.
Cast second ritual, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I was like, hang on. We got mana in our pool? I got 5 mana. Oh, we got 5 mana. Alright, so... Cast Doomsday?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. This is what is it like?
Ooh.
They're just trying to cycle, and then if they have a counter spell, it's uncounterable.
What do we do?
I mean, they might have a Force of Will anyway, and then this is just ensuring that their force resolves. We probably let it resolve. Because if they have force, then okay, great. We still have this personal tutor. Obviously, this is the downside of having burnt off the other ritual, but
could we?
I don't think it's too bad.
I mean, the other option is we can just counter it if we just want to go.
But if they have another force, then
this is just bad.
Throwing everything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. All right. Well, then you have your veil. Okay. Oh, they just don't want to die this turn. Okay. Well. Sure.
All right. So now we get a completely different style of pile because now we're no longer racing. We're playing against. I mean, they're probably Tess, right? They're probably Storm, so we might still be racing.
Is it?
But
is it Tess?
Well, main deck Veil of Summer.
Main deck Veil of Summer screams like Storm, right? It does, yeah. Yeah, like Beans don't like Beans. Like none of the fair blue decks play main deck Veil of Summer unless they're completely degenerate. But yeah.
So I think we could probably do something like a brainstorm, an imperfect brainstorm pile. It's probably fine to do.
Okay. I'm going to put brainstorm as one of our cards. I'm choosing brainstorm, and I'm choosing Thassa's Oracle. There you go. Yep. That's two cards done.
Bam, lock it in.
Lock those. We've locked those.
We probably want Cavern of Souls, because if our reading of Storm is incorrect, we should always want Cavern of Souls against a deck that presents a blue land.
Yep. That's 3 cards. 2 cards.
And then could be whatever, really. A Cycler. Sod it.
Street Wraith or Edge of Autumn? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Just to fully go into this, if you run a search for Tropical Island Veil of Summer main deck, the only decks you're getting are
Tez,
Nitel, Sneak and Show, Beseech Storm, and 1 Doomsday list.
1 Doomsday nerd living their best life. Okay, so it is either it's an unfair blue deck, effectively. You're playing against unfair blue. Let's call a spade a spade. So then it's Edge of Autumn, and then Thoughtseize? Do we care?
We don't need Thoughtseize. Okay, we don't care about Thoughtseize. No.
Is it Lotus Petal? Do we have mana?
So the aim of the game is we're trying to get down to the 3rd card of our deck once we stack 5 cards.
Okay, baby.
And cast it with only 2 cards left in our library.
Correct.
So we'll probably be floating a blue off this Underground Sea.
Yep.
So we draw Edge of Autumn first, float a blue off the Underground Sea, draw into a Brainstorm with the Edge, cast the Brainstorm, drawing the final 3 cards of our deck.
Which
Cavern. Will be Oracle, Cavern, something. We'll put back probably, I don't know, Personal Tutor.
So is it just not Lotus Petal? Just so we play around just so we have mana. Because if we get wastelanded, we still have.
Yeah, you put an island in.
We've got Cavern
or Petal.
You got Cavern for uncounterable. Just if we did. Oh, actually, if they've wasteland, you play Cavern. You still have Petal. So maybe Petal.
Let's put Pact of Negation in.
We'll
work it out.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
There's our 5 cards. Okay.
Or you could put 2nd Oracle in.
I've put Pact in.
You can undo.
Can I undo under Control Z?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You can if you unselect.
Unselect Pact. All right, let's go back. Give me all my cards. Yeah. Give me all my cards. Oh god.
No, and then you just select 2nd Oracle. You want.
Oracle. Thassa's Oracle. Okay.
There you go.
Top to bottom, please. So first card on the bottom.
So you click done.
Okay, let's click done. Oh god. Why is it so I know why Magic Online is. Oh Jesus, come here. Temporary zone. Okay. So the first card on the bottom is
Oracle.
All right. Second card.
Probably Cavern of Souls.
Okay. Then Oracle.
Then Oracle.
Then Edge.
Then Brainstorm.
And then Edge. The Edge is the first card we draw.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, we're on 9. All right.
Okay, and then we say go.
Our 2 floating mana doesn't matter. All right,
and basically, this Force of Will, we want to use it for anything that's they're trying to win the game with. Yeah. If they're thoughts using us, we don't care.
Yeah. Opponent's okay. I can now understand the appeal of wondering if you're for a slightly slower game, because you the ability for it to just draw you cards without batting an eyelid is pretty
if you have
spicy.
a 1 ring in play and then you resolve Doomsday, it does feel amazing.
Yeah, you feel you're cheating a little bit.
It's taken longer to resolve Doomsday.
Yeah. Right, Scalding
the
Tarn.
fact that 1 ring is 4 mana, Doomsday is only 3 mana.
No, that's true. No,
I think difference.
I think it's definitely one where I can see the appeal of it, but I think in a deck like this version, ABCD, I think you're just wanting to go fast. All right.
Yeah.
Opponent has just played Scalding Tarn and passed the turn. I love that for them. Okay, so So we float
blue.
Float a blue.
Cycle edge.
Like, I'm so terrified. Okay, cycle.
No, fear is the mind killer.
Okay, we're no fear. Okay.
No fear.
So brainstorm.
Yep.
This is so much easier in vintage. Well, we've got cavernous cells.
The best card that they can get is removal.
What, for the cavern? No, for the Thassa's Oracle?
For the Oracle, because we're playing an imperfect pile here.
Do we... So what, we think this is Bolt? Or like Fatal Push or something?
I don't know.
We just
we'll just let it happen. Yeah, I mean, you can force.
Sarah, what do you think?
I mean, even if it's an imperfect pile, they aren't threatening to win right now. So we've got second Oracle in our pile, right?
Yeah.
So we're already covered for that.
Okay.
Is my
not necessarily, because if they have specifically removal, because we just ate our only other land with Cavern, if we commit the Petal to casting our Oracle, we will lose.
Oof.
I'm on stopping this. This is I think that if we're winning this turn, this is like they draw an extra card.
Yeah, force it, because what else are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. So a force pitch personal tutor.
It's force pitch anything. None of these cards in our hand matter anymore.
None of these cards matter. Okay. That's resolved.
Okay. So we want to put back Ideas Unbound, Thassa's Oracle.
Play Cavern, name Wizard.
Play Cavern, name your preference, play Oracle, pray. Have no fear.
No fear. Sarah, you heard it here. No fear. We did it! No fear! Actually, Sarah, we should just take the stance we do when we play Stompy decks. No fear.
Yeah. You're not playing to not lose, you're playing to win.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so we saw 2 Vela Summers, a Tropical Island, and a Scalding Tarn.
It's going to be Tess.
You think Tess?
So
I'm getting Omnitel vibes.
Well, it doesn't matter, because we can board pretty much the same way against
Is it just these Force Negations and Flusterstorms?
This is probably one of the few matchups we become a control deck against.
I've got a very fun little query with my database up. 2 Veil of Summers, Tropical Island, and Scalding Tarn main deck. There is not a single Tez showing up.
It's all Omnitel?
It's all Sneak and Show or Omnitel.
Yeah, okay.
Though that doesn't mean Tez is not a thing. It's just much less likely. I think it's the Scalding Tarn that doesn't show up in Tez usually.
Yeah, normally because they play like Bloodstained Mire, and because they want to get like Bayou Tiger, Tropical Island. Normally, like their blue count is so low. So I'm on it's Omnitel Sneak and Show vibes. But I think you're right. Doishy. Is it just counter magic? We just
load up, because we're both faster than them and more resilient than them.
Yeah. Don't care about subtlety.
Nope.
The second island, actually, they're not a wasteland deck.
No.
And it doesn't matter if they are.
Oh, that's
Island is not for blue decks.
Island not for blue decks. Island is for ancient tomb enthusiasts. That's
exactly, and people who enjoy Marit Lage.
Oh, Marit Lage. Sarah and me, big fan of Marit Lage also. So I think, okay, so what are we cutting? So we're cutting...
so we need to be speedy.
Yeah.
So we're cutting the 2 Cabal Rituals.
Yeah, okay. So mana, get out of here. Are we cutting, like, Street Wraith?
Probably, no, we want to keep Street Wraith in. Okay. I'll explain why later. We probably cut Pact of Negation.
Yep. And then, like, Thoughtseize?
Probably cut Basic Island.
Yep. And then like a couple of Thoughtseizes on the draw?
No, we want Thoughtseize.
Okay.
We want Thoughtseize.
We're trying to just...
that's true.
Yeah, take out 2 days. On the draw, take out 2 days.
The age-old Delver thing. Days bad on draw. Days bad on draw.
So the reason why we want to keep our cyclers in is because if it is a show and tell variant, then there's a great thing you can do where by the fact that show and tell puts Thassa's Oracle into play.
Oh.
So you can resolve Doomsday past turn, and then if they show and tell, as long as you've got a cycler in hand, or you've got a cycler to put to your hand, you can just cycle into an Oracle, throw it down off their show and tell.
We can't keep this, right? We're just durdling.
This is a really fair hand, and it makes me sick looking at it.
Okay, well, we'll mulligan.
It's still keepable, but it's not great.
The thing I was going to say about
so what mulligan is that? Can I just confirm we're mulliganing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason you keep Fort Season, holy shit, turn one.
Hell yeah, let's
go! Everybody, get in the bus.
The idea behind keeping Fort Season in these kind of matchups is that you still think in terms of like control and beatdown, even in combo mirrors.
Do we just cut Ponder? Do we just put back Ponder?
No, we cut one of the lands, I think.
Okay. Is there a preference? Is it like Underground Sea?
Throw the fetch away.
Throw the fetch. Okay.
Throw the fetch away.
I think the idea behind not throwing the Ponder, I'm going to guess, and then Doishy can tell me if I'm right, is because Ponder lets you draw into the pile.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So. Exactly. It's very unlikely we are going to use it to run to the pile, but it's also that if Thoughtseize plus Doomsday is not enough, then we have a little bit of something in the tank for after.
Yeah. We can still play Magic.
Yeah. So the problem is they've obviously shown us Veil of Summers and nothing but Veil of Summers. So this Thoughtseize is very likely to just eat into a Veil of Summer.
Okay. So Underground Sea Petal. Oh, you can play our hand, basically.
We probably want to go an Underground Sea Thoughtseize then, without showing Petal first.
Yeah. Just be like, we're playing fair Magic, don't mind us. Let us play fair Magic.
We're being coy.
We're being very coy. You're veiling us. I love that for your opponent. I mean, technically, by their veiling, they've kind of done the Thoughtseize job. I mean, they're net new. They go up. They just basically keep their cards. Oh, they're doing the hidey thing.
Oh, this is better for us.
Hiding your cards, Sarah. What a game!
It's nice that you want to hide some cards.
Is it show and tell by any chance, opponent?
Let's find out.
Show us your secrets. Show us your secrets, please. We love secrets. Oh, look at us! Omnitel Gaming activated.
So we probably take the sneak attack here.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that lets them like kill you.
Do we not want to take? I mean, do we not want to take Veil?
What does Veil do against us?
We'll just make a cavern pile.
Oh, that's also fair. Okay, so take sneak attack. I mean, this is such a slow hand. I mean, they've probably put their counter magic on top.
They've either put counter magic on top, or they've put their big threat.
Yeah.
Top.
Okay.
I mean, if we think they have counter magic on top, we can just resolve Doomsday this turn.
I mean, that's what I was saying.
We're resolving Doomsday this turn, no matter what we think.
So, are we just doing sneak attack?
Yeah.
All right, get this.
We'll take sneak attack.
All right, Omnitel Gaming activated, Sarah. You know how I feel about. You know how I feel about this. You know how I feel about the card. Show and tell. Right. So Lotus Petal.
So they've showed us their hand, and now we're going to tell them why it's bad.
Okay, so
Petal, Dark Rip, Doomsday, win the game.
Yeah, if they have a Force of Will as literally the top card of their deck. Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, they just conceded.
Yeah, that's because they know that even if they have counter magic on the top of the deck at this point of the game, it does not matter.
Right, folks, we are back for round number 3. We're against Mazu. What is this hand? This hand is bad.
Ship it.
Yeah, this is horrible. I was looking at it going, and I was like, I can't cast anything.
You could always live the dream of just cycle Street Wraith, hit the Doomsday.
Yeah. I was going to actually say, if Street Wraith was a Doomsday, would you keep it?
Oh, that's a snap keep if Street Wraith's a Doomsday.
Okay, that's fine. We'll mulligan this hand.
And in fact, so this hand's fine, and by fine I mean like it's got PT, Brainstorm, Petal, and 2 lands.
Like, this is very fair. I think
it's
on the
still a turn to Doomsday.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's my...
Yeah, it's turn to Doomsday, which is basically a fair for us.
Yeah.
Vroom and or zoom. Alright, we'll keep this. What are we putting back? We put it back to the Thassa's Oracle?
Yeah, I would say Thassa's Oracle.
It's like... Doishy, have you played Vintage Doomsday before?
I have. It's a bit boring because
I
you've
feel
got
like
ancestral.
it's like Doomsday on it's like Doomsday on training wheels because you have ancestral time and gush
and Lotus.
And you can also just go Foracle Demonic Consultation with the trigger on the stack.
Yeah.
So tasty.
If I was playing Vintage, I'd be playing Underworld Breach, 100%.
I am a Sarah's a Saga gamer. I am a what am I playing right now? I'm gone. Mono White or Oath, if Oath was good. Wooded Foothills?
I think Oath is better than people think it is.
I think it's so too. Wooded Foothills, folks.
Could be anything.
So I think that Wooded Foothills go.
It's on the wastelandy side of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's on the waste. We're on the wasteland spectrum. Okay, so let's pass the turn. All right, so.
Oh, it could also be Rhinos.
It could also be Rhinos. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the blue deck that definitely goes Wooded Foothills go.
Yeah. So are we just going?
So probably Delta Petal.
Yeah, Delta Petal.
And then fetch grab Underground Sea because we're not here to respect Wasteland.
Okay.
Cast Personal Tutor.
Wasteland is our Mindbreak Trap. I don't know what that card does, and I am not playing around
Yeah, we never play around it. It's like I never play around show and tell.
There was a spate at one point where, when Death and Taxes was quite popular, a lot of the D&T players were playing Archive Trap to beat Doomsday, and that is not a card you should respect.
Yeah. Is it the same with like Opposition Agent? Is that how we feel about Opposition Agent as well? Just like it doesn't exist?
You kind of have to pretend it doesn't exist. Obviously, against some of the black Saga decks, you need to have a think about it.
So Underground Sea.
Yep.
Give me that Uzi. Don't do what Kai Sawatari did at the tournament, which is register it the other way around. Don't true fact. Personal tutor. Get Doomsday. Are we getting?
I mean, if they like spell pierce us, we're dazing this.
Yeah.
Might just be Thassa
Mystical
something.
This is Rhinos, Sarah.
This is Rhinos.
This is Rhinos. It's 100% Rhinos.
Mystical Dispute is an awful card.
Well, because they can't.
It costs 3.
It costs 3. That's why. So because they can't cast anything with less than 3. We're dazing this, right?
Yeah, because we're not we basically need to get our plan together, and even if they put 4/4s into play, we could probably outrace those.
Me and Sarah do like a Rhinos gaming. We are a fan of Rhinos gamers.
It's had a really big resurgence in the past little bit.
Are you part? Oh, you're paying. Oh, they're paying for. They're paying for. Okay, fine.
Oh.
All right. Sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, we passed the turn then.
Yeah. Well, if that's their turn, unless their hand is Spirit Guide.
Well, if they had double Spirit Guide, they probably would have Rhinos us.
Yeah. So I wonder if they just have.
I think this has probably slowed them down significantly.
Oh. They didn't hit a land drop.
Mm-hmm.
So were they hoping to draw land with the second land drop to then hit their thing? Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, but now that they've also spent the Spirit Guide,
this is okay. So we have time. Not much time, but we have some time.
Mm.
Okay, so all right, upkeep. I know what you're doing. Let's have our upkeep.
They might be doing what's the instant cascade spell?
Violent Outburst.
A Violent Outburst. So what, the hand is just like Spirit Guide, Violent Outburst? I mean, that's possible. I mean, that's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. Yeah, right.
is interesting.
Yeah. The fact that they've upkeeped, the thinking about the upkeep is interesting. Are we just playing our land and passing? Because we... Or are we just playing...
So we'd probably play... So, obviously we've got Thoughtseize in our deck.
Yeah.
So, that's a card that would be really good. We've also got Dark Ritual Doomsday in our deck. So, this Brainstorm could turn into us trying to go off this turn.
Agreed.
I think it's probably better that we act a little bit proactive, because we can play, as the game goes longer...
It's better, well, I say better for them, it's sort of... Like, I think if you give them time to get creatures down, then our life total becomes a bit of a tissue. So I think it's just left. So play Underground Sea, play Brainstorm, and then see. Or we just do that.
Oh, yeah, we probably just play Sea, Thoughtseize them.
All right, show us your secrets, opponent.
Laugh maniacally. Oh my goodness.
Opponent's ready to game.
Oh, right. Oh my goodness.
What do we do?
Okay. So, this is going to be a long one.
Okay.
We should probably take Agent, right?
We take Shardless Agent, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we're going to be here a while. Okay. So, we have a bunch of counter magic to get through. Do we just pass the turn?
Yep.
All right.
We're gonna be draw going a fair bit.
Oh, here we go. Draw go gaming activated. All right. Opponents ready to fight on the stack.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's nice is they effectively, unless they're finding land drops, they only have 2 pieces of interaction right now.
Yeah. All right. So we know their hand. So, land go?
Just debating whether we cast Oracle.
Oh god, this terrifies me when people just cast Oracle main phase. They're like, oh,
yeah, we got a second one.
We do have a second.
No, we just chill.
All right, pasta.
Yeah, because we know that they need at least 2 more pieces.
Yeah. But something they can't cast.
Okay, so this is the turn we probably cast Brainstorm. Because if nothing else, if we find a Doomsday, we're jamming it.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be burning through their counter magic.
Let's cast this Brainstorm. They probably
as well. We kind of want to see double Doomsday, right?
Yeah. Be like doom.
Oh, double Doomsday would be great.
The thing is whether they think they want to counter this. Because them pitching 2 cards to counter a Brainstorm is not, it's not the best for them. We're kind of like...
If they are countering this, they probably want to pitch cast a Fon. They want to get rid of a Fon.
They want to do it for Fon.
But they want to keep 1 Fon back, because if they get to the position where they've just got 3 lands in play, they want to be able to hardcast Fon and then...
Yeah, just don't worry about it. They're thinking about it, though. We'll let them think. We'll let opponent think about whether this Brainstorm is resolving. I remember on Twitter, one of the Goblins players was playing like a blue deck in one of the All Access events and was like, people need to counter Brainstorm more often, folks. People need to counter this card. This card is not okay.
Basically ancestral.
It's basically ancestral.
We've already got...
I've genuinely countered more Brainstorms in the last week than I have in the rest of my life, I think.
Counter this card. This card is incredible. Yeah, but was that in Vintage, Sarah, where there's only one of them?
It was both.
Oh, both in Legacy.
Vintage quite a lot. Legacy, I've been playing a ton of Mono Red, and I have Pyroblasted Brainstorms.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pyroblasting and Brainstorm occasionally. Opponent's thinking, though. Let them think.
They're cooking.
We do have a very funny video of us playing Rhinos versus Doomsday, where we sat there for 5 minutes to try and figure out lethal, and the lethal was to bounce the Thassa's Oracle and just attack, because they were on 7, and we had 2 4/4s, and because they had a Teferi, so we were like they're gonna go into okay, interesting. we just put these?
we probably put back Oracle, Ideas, and Bound. Is this a game where we're going to start swinging with Street Wraiths? Anyway.
Are we fetching to shuffle these away?
Yeah, we'll be shuffling these away.
Okay. So.
It's like put them back, fetch, ponder. I don't think it's super likely that we are gonna beat down with Street Wraiths, but also we don't want to like cycle both and not have a way into our pile.
Okay, so we'll fetch.
It's gonna end up probably where they have like one counter spell left in hand, but not a blue card. So we'd want to win on the turn.
Underground Sea. We're not. Just as,
yeah, we've got Petal, so we're insulated.
And then Ponder Gaming activated.
Yeah.
Alright, let's keep our cantrips flowing.
See if they tank on this one as well.
No. We shuffle, right?
I think this is fine.
Okay.
We can take a Ponder. Like, basically, we can't find anything currently unless we're relying on these Street Wraiths to
find this action,
to stop them winning or to stop them putting rhinos into play.
Yeah.
So Ponder is a good card.
Yeah. So it's what? Is it like left to right? Like edge, land, ponder?
Yeah, we'll want the land, we'll want the ponder. Edge is a bit superfluous currently.
Okay. Alright, and then we just pass?
Yep.
Alright. Opponent? It's on you. Don't mind us with our spells that we're don't mind us with our casting a Street Wraith. I'm happy to cast a Street Wraith. I am on team casting a Street Wraith.
The fact that it doesn't block a rhino is kind of why I'm not
that's
big
fair.
on it. If it was like just like a 2/5, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah, 100%. This is where like I can see why people are playing Shelly, because she does block exceptionally well, like most of the format. But I can also appreciate that some people it's
just to check. By Shelly, do you mean Shieldred?
Yeah, Shieldred Apocalypse. Yeah.
It's just because Shelly could mean Shelllock Isle, which is another Doomsday special.
Shieldred plus One Ring is also a genuine A plus B combo in my mind.
All right, so they have mana for Force Negation now. That is good for them. I love that for opponent. I mean, if they tap out, like, they still have all this stuff, but, like...
In all honesty, the opponent is probably going to win this game.
Yeah. They have to figure out a way to win the game. Like, it's not like it's...
Yeah.
Alright, we actually don't have anything. I'm actually gonna... Can I actually just yield until end step? Like, we're not... Are we doing anything on their turn?
We're not doing anything.
No, we're just... Okay, I'll just yield until...
Because we know the top two cards of our library, unless we suddenly feel like we've got some urgency to cycle these Street Wraiths, we're probably just chilling.
Yeah, there's a lot of like nuance in the card Street Wraith, which I feel like people don't see a lot. I see shadow players just like auto cycle them, and it's often
I've definitely when I played Modern, when Grixis Death Shadow was like all the rage, I was playing Burn. I remember playing against an opponent. They cycled 3 Street Wraiths, and they were like, "I hope to God you're not Burn." And I went turn 1 Goblin Guide. They were like, "Damn it." Come on, opponent. Do you have a violent outburst? Do you have violent outburst? You have to tell us if you have violent outburst.
I'm surprised the opponent has so much fear.
There's so much fear. We have all the fear. When we played Rhinos vs Doomsday, we definitely had... there were definitely, like, things that we could do, but we had to, like, respect... Because they were playing Esper Doomsday with, like, Teferis and stuff. Like, Teferi Unearth, and we were like, oh, what a game. Alright, so we'll pass. Let's draw. We'll draw fetch land.
We probably just fetch straight up.
Yeah. Just get another Underground Sea, right? We're not just worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get another
Like, what, are they going to have Magus of the Moon?
They might do sideboard. There is sideboard, definitely. Blood Moons.
Yeah, they don't main deck it.
No,
they do
often
have Wastelands main deck, but we've already got like plenty of lands.
Okay, so we'll ponder. Ponder? We're pondering, right?
Yeah, and very likely they're going to force a negation this, is my read.
Oh my god, they're just letting it resolve.
Oh, no.
We shuffle?
Shuffle that.
Shuffle. We don't want it.
I was actually... we shuffle that, but I was about to say, like, we have Threshold.
We do have thresholds, but we don't have.
And one Cabalric casts a Street Wraith.
That's true. We just passed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, someone has to sneeze. This is Sarah knows. Sarah and viewers at home will know that my favorite phrase when it comes to this is people have to sneeze. And now opponent thinks like they're sneezing. They're now going to actually make it 3 mana. Brazen Borrower. Sure, happy.
Is this the game we're playing? Okay.
All right. You still have a bunch of.
Our opponent's now a Delver deck.
Yeah, opponent has just turned into playing Delver.
Rhinos can do a really good Delver impression.
It definitely can, for sure. Like,
there's a reason it's called Zoomer Delver in Modern.
Mm-hmm. Right. We're not doing end step brainstorm. We're just drawing cards.
No.
Sometimes we need cards. All right, opponent. What you? Just looking at these counter spells they're holding, just like. This is like one of those games of like cat and mouse that eventually they're just like someone needs to like move. All right, what are we drawing? Okay.
Okay. Ponder first.
Ponder. Eventually, we'll find a tomb. Okay.
Ooh.
There is personal tutor. Whether it's resolving, I don't know, but
It's probably not.
no.
But we.
Then we have to get through a Dark Ritual or Lotus Petal to get to it. But to get through.
It's very likely to counter it. Got 2. But that personal tutor does represent at least one set of their counter magic being used,
Yes.
whether that's a single Fon or not.
Yeah.
We probably shuffle.
Yeah,
because...
I think that's. Okay, we'll just pass.
No, we brainstorm.
Oh, we're brainstorming? Alright, let's brainstorm.
The opponent has actually shown us a threat now.
Okay, well, there's
There we
personal
go.
tutor. So put him back.
There's also Cavern for Street Wraith. But anyway.
There's also Cavern for Street Wraith. Right, what are we putting back? We're putting back Edge LED.
Hear me out.
Alright, I'm hearing you out.
Can we outrace this Brazen Borrower?
You want to make 2 Street Wraiths?
Because we have Ritual, Cavern, LED, and we can cycle into a Street Wraith with Edge to cast a Street Wraith with LED.
Yes.
It's probably bad, but...
It is probably bad. I'm not averse to it. Sarah, what do you think?
It does beat the hand that is only counter magic if they let the Dark Ritual resolve, which they probably will.
We have to put something back then. So we put back personal tutor.
Put back LED.
Personal tutor? In that order?
No, we think we want personal tutor.
Okay.
Do you know what? Put back. I'm just trying to get into the mind of the opponent, because there might be a way that in the same turn, if they waste their energy on too many things, we could PT cycle into the Doomsday, cast the Doomsday, cycle into the pile.
That's also something we could.
So we probably
kind of thinking of personal tutor being like 1 down.
Yeah.
And
so I think we throw away LED Cavern.
In any order, in that order?
We want to keep LED on top. So Cavern first,
Cavern,
then LED.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Pass? Or do you want to cast as personal tutor?
Personal tutor is going to get countered.
Sure.
Very likely.
So
but cast it anyway.
Let them use their counter magic. Opponent! I have demonstrated a thing for you to counter. we collectively have demonstrated a thing you can counter. You have counted it. I love that for you. Congratulations, you've counted something. And then we just pass?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, opponent. Oh. Okay.
So, do you want to see a trick?
Oh. We went to cycle it?
We've got an edge of autumn.
Oh! Alright. That is a very good point. Oh, you can sack the land. Oh, I am so sorry. I did not. I just kind of.
It's all right.
I just kind of autopiloted. That's on me.
It's fine. Keeping the cantrip is probably better anyway.
All right. Now 9. Okay. For the sake of time, I am also just wondering whether, if we can't race this, whether we can see to conserve the clock a little bit, because I mean,
cycle both street race and we'll see what we find.
So this is cavern, and then if we can win, then we can win. Force. No.
Scoop it up.
What? Scoop it up?
Scoop it up.
Scoop it up, okay. I love that for you. Okay, so rhinos. Is it
Wasteland, counter magic, dot deck?
Yeah.
Maybe
not. So we don't care about Wasteland.
No.
First part.
Cluster Storm almost always counters the thing because they're going for it with like no mana.
Yeah. Do you want Fawn for like their interact for like Blood Moon and like Minskamboo as well?
No, if they're winning off Minskamboo, then
it's more for like Blood. So they have Endurance. They have Blood Moon.
Do they have Blood Moon or do they have Magus of the Moon?
They have Blood Moon. Blood Moon, Sarah? Mix of both?
Let me double check the most recent.
I think it's...
I've mostly seen Blood Moon.
Yeah, I've mostly... Yeah, Blood Moon. Yeah, there are Blood Moon, Endurance, Inevitable Betrayal, which they're not really doing for us. But it's going to be Endurance and Blood Moon. Those are the main things we're going to have to play around.
Okay.
That's why I'm like... Force negation.
Most recent decks actually play Magus.
Okay, well then maybe...
Okay. We probably don't want Force negation then.
Do you want subtlety? Doesn't really do much.
I don't really feel like subtlety. Like it helps with a few things, but it's probably not worth it.
It doesn't count the actual rhinos.
No.
Well.
Yeah, we probably just less is more sometimes.
Okay.
Like I think our main deck is mostly fine.
Right.
Pact of Negation is really useful against Endurance, so we want to keep that in.
We're cutting like a street. Are we cutting like a cycler?
Yeah, you can cut Cycler. It's
Are we
probably
bringing
an edge.
Island in for Blood?
It's probably no. We're not bringing Island in.
Okay.
So we probably cut an edge.
Yep. So cut 2 cyclers.
Yeah, and then no, we're on the play, so keeping Days seems nice. We definitely want to keep Thought Seizers because those are amazing cards. Maybe a Cabal.
Could it be Consider our ideas on
that? Possibly. He considers the better one to keep, I think. Ideas has some interesting benefits. It's the fact that these games can go into very big grindy fests where you need to try and win in the same turn or one turn after passing, and you need multiple cards to do so.
So Cabal Ritual?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So cyclers and some mana. And we got Flusterstorm to deal with the...
I think this is a matchup where the non-turbo lists tend to like cut their personal tutors, if I remember right. But since we're like Turbo Zone, that's a different approach.
I mean...
This doesn't do what we want it to, but it is very resilient, and if we think that their hand is going to be either similar to last time or, a bit fragile, could be keepable.
It technically passes the turn 2 Doomsday test, where if you draw one, you can cast it.
Yeah.
I'm
on keeping this because we've got double Thoughtseize just to kind of stop them playing the game.
Double Thoughtseize Floster is very
good. This is We'll keep this. We'll make
the only downside is this is not a hand that asks questions.
I do not want to ask
questions.
I want my Rhinos opponent to not play Magic. That is basically what we're going to do. Also, Sarah, remember the Lauren revealed when they have low lag count? We learned that from We learned that from when we played.
You can choose them out of the game very easily.
They've kept if they kept 2 lands and a Lauren revealed, they don't cycle it. You can cheese them. Alright.
Yeah, sometimes they'll keep Wasteland, Lorien revealed. And you can just take the Lorien revealed and they never get any colored mana.
Thoughtseize! Opponent, show us what you got. We like what you've got. They make hamster. Case in point, although we are going to get wastelanded, which is a bit sad.
That's fine. Take the Shardless Agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so one big reason to mulligan this kind of hand is if a lot of their interaction is pitch based or dispute based, then us trying to go for it on the first turn is the big advantage.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, maybe we should mulligan this hand.
But the upside of them wastelanding us here, if they were to do it, is they can't do anything with their turn.
Yeah. They're holding up Mystical Dispute. Played Mystical.
I don't actually like Mystical Dispute as a card.
I get it for these decks because they have to have... It's something they can still do on one.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop Doomsday.
It doesn't stop Doomsday, that is true. But I think it's main deck, so they just have it. So it's one of these things. Alright, well then...
Look, we throw out Petal.
Yep. They're not going to spend a Mystical Dispute on Petal.
No, and then we probably just Thoughtseize them.
Again.
I mean, they can't Mystical Dispute a Petal.
That's also true.
And our Ponder's going to... If we play Ponder, we're just playing into their Dispute. They're just disputed.
Oh,
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
but we don't get the benefit of drawing a card.
Right. Show us the other secrets. Show us what you drew.
Oh, okay.
What a game.
It's going to be one of those games.
Yeah.
And we just chill.
Yeah.
Sego, they probably wasteland us, and then we probably just play draw go for a while and see what happens.
This feels relatively good for us, I feel like. I like when my opponent who is playing kind of an aggro-ish deck is not hitting our life total.
I love not being hitting our life total. Consider not hitting our life total. Pass?
Yeah, pass.
Just say go.
We can trim one wasteland.
If we draw a Doomsday, we can cast Doomsday, and they can't dispute us.
No, they cannot. Did they play Force, Sarah? Oh, they do. We just literally saw it. Don't ignore what I just said.
Yeah, they play. They're 8-4
They're an 8-4 deck, yeah. They're an 8-4 2 Mystical Dispute deck. Alright, so their hand is Mystical Dispute, Wasteland, 2 unknowns. I love that for opponent. Alright, one time. Doomsday.
Yeah, we just chill.
Yeah. None of us are no one's doing anything.
We're carefully playing around both Blood Moon and Wasteland by having a single Lotus Petal in play.
Yeah. Okay, so now they can just hardcast this Mystical Dispute, which is not amazing.
I mean, 5? We have Force.
You have Force. They're going for it now. Rhinos. Are we being rhinoed?
I'd kind of like to get into a fight over some rhinos, but
okay, we'll let the Cascade resolve.
Yep.
Because the hand is like just mystical dispute, probably.
They do have endurance. Okay, so you're just forcing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the mana up for it, but then we just
fluster. Yeah, but then we could fluster. Yeah.
Okay, so we're pitching. What are we pitching?
Oracle.
Get wrecked, you merfolk wizard. We respect all merfolk wizards. Stacked.
So we could fluster here. We could also cast Dark Ritual and pay.
Oh, I kind of like Dark Ritual and pay, actually. I think that's a better line.
Okay, let's do that.
I mean, fluster if they have somehow another piece of interaction like Daze, which I know they won't run because they're rhinos.
Well, their only card is another.
But yeah. Dark Ritual.
Dark Ritual. So we've. Okay. Oh, perfect.
Don't think we.
I think we just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go to crack it. All right. This is we don't know any of their hand now.
Nope.
Okay. One time, Mr. Dealer. Okay.
Perfect. So, that's really good.
So we go Underground Sea Ponder.
Yeah.
See what we do. Let's go Underground Sea Ponder.
If they just try and make rhinos again, we have Flusterstorm, which is.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot they run this.
Yeah.
God, I hate this card.
That's not common.
No, that's a. Well,
right. Well, so I'm just trying to think. So obviously they have this wasteland, and I'm just trying to think if we ponder keep on top, they could then wasteland our fetch but then that's pretty much the same as wastelanding our underground sea.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd probably just be like, fine.
Yeah, sure. Got a whole breacher. I mean, we're shuffling anyway. So. We shuffle.
Yep.
Not getting any treasure. I love that.
We need to find exactly Wasteland. I mean, exactly Doomsday.
Yeah. I feel like this matchup is probably one of the harder matchups for Doomsday because it just have so much counter spells. Like,
it's not the counter spells that are the problem. It's random things like Hull Breacher.
Yeah, it's just like it's like the annoying. It's like all the.
It's the fact you have to think, what do I play around?
Yeah,
and
if
your list of play arounds includes Hull Breacher, Blood Moon,
Endurance,
Endurance, like
the rhinos
all these.
Yeah, it's like they've got like
the rhinos don't matter.
I mean, that's true.
It's
like
getting
the life total low. Like if they go for like turn 1 rhino and then just like.
Yeah, fast clock with everything else. Like a fast clock by itself doesn't matter. Counter magic by itself doesn't always matter. It's the combo of the two.
Ish. Okay, well, basic Highland go.
I'm just trying to think if we're determined to get here, because we can't. Like we have to use the fetch to get the black mana.
So go to 11, which then goes
to 8. So we
can't.
Well, no. I'm just saying, so we can't get through our pile quick enough because of this Hull Breacher, because it doesn't allow us to draw the cards, even with something like Consider being used.
So we just GG's?
We're going down to 6, get hit for 3. Yeah, I think we're just dead.
Okay, GG, that's fine. I'm happy to concede to opponent. Alright, folks, round number 4. We won the die roll. This is good for us. And this technically can cast a Doomsday on turn 2.
We ship this.
Oh, we ship this? Okay. This hand does nothing.
Fine.
Yeah, there's nothing, yeah.
Man cannot survive off rituals alone.
Oh! I mean,
it's a turn 1 Doomsday.
It is a
turn 1 Doomsday.
It is a turn 1 Doomsday, but okay.
So there's 2 ways to play this hand.
Okay. We're keeping it though, right?
One is if you have the fear. The other is if you have no fear.
We literally said we have no fear. Alright, we're keeping.
Okay.
If you play with fear, you get Blood Moon. If you play without fear, the opponent might just be dead.
Are we putting back days? Is that what's happening?
Uh,
Or are we putting back like a brainstorm or a ponder?
Well, what we could do is there's also the sort of weird halfway house where you petal ponder and you just need to find a fetch or underground sea.
But then
so we're probably throwing away Cavern.
Really?
All right, sure.
I was. Oh, that's.
Only you look at 4 cards. You just need to find a land in like
because Cavern is the worst card in our hand.
It is.
If we do decide to go Petal Ritual Doomsday, and it doesn't resolve, Cavern is doing nothing for us.
That is true.
And even if it does resolve, we can just put Cavern in our pile.
All right.
Look at it this way, right? If we petal ponder, find any land that can make black mana, we might just win on the spot.
Okay. Alright, I am gonna trust in the heart of the cards.
It even beats Force of Will, right?
Because it beats Force of Will on everything that isn't Petal or Ponder.
Okay.
Which they're probably not forcing.
Okay, I'm going to put this on the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, everyone take a deep breath.
No fear.
No fear. No fear.
Petal, cast Ponder.
Thank God.
Boom.
This is easy.
All right.
Easy.
Grab cast Dark Ritual Doomsday.
This is stuff that gives my blood pressure like. Okay, shuffle.
Easy game, easy life.
Easy game. Underground Sea.
I told you the deck was simple.
No, don't say anything yet. Don't say anything yet. Let us just play that. Let's see what happens. All right. Okay.
It resolved. I don't care about counter magic.
Okay.
Okay.
So
this is
now
I'm terrified.
Fun game.
Now I'm terrified. Sarah, look the person up. Look the person up.
No. I want to do this correctly.
On the blind? I'm terrified.
Yeah. I want to do it properly in the blind. So, there's
a
couple of things that you say in a lot of Doomsday guides to help you with this.
Okay.
Right? So first of all, you can't play around anything.
No.
Second of all, Doomsday resolved, which means Force of Will is the most unlikely kind of interaction you're going to get, right?
Correct.
Your opponent, if they had Force of Will, would have Force of Will Doomsday.
Correct.
So we're going to respect Force of Will less than other interaction options.
Correct.
So my brain goes, okay, what's annoying? Things like Endurance are pretty rare main deck unless it's Cradle Control, so I'm not really thinking about that. Surgical is basically never main deck, so don't care about that. The most common things that can mess us up are Wastelands or other form of land disruption.
Yeah.
And then removal on the Foracle if we don't make a perfect pile.
Yeah.
So my brain goes straight to like, okay, can I make a Wasteland-proof perfect pile stack? And this is where my brain starts to
and then it all fizzles.
So we've got 2 incredibly strong cards in our hand. In
Days
terms
and
of Brainstorm, which is amazing for Doomsday piles, and Days. And Days and Brainstorm interact with each other really well because we'll always have at least 1 card in hand to send away if we do need to use the Days on our turn.
Correct.
So everything starts with Oracle. Let's pick one of those.
Let's get that Thassa's Oracle. That's 1 card. 4 cards to go.
That's 1. So we need more blue mana because currently we cannot cast Thassa's Oracle.
No, we cannot.
So let's get at least 1 other bit of blue mana.
Just any blue mana?
Yeah. So in the blind, what I quite like is slow piling a little bit with the option to go fast. This Brainstorm gives us the option to go fast.
Correct.
So I like doing something like Oracle, Basic Island, Fetch Land, Cavern of Souls, Cycler.
Edge of Autumn? Street Brave? Does it matter?
Edge of Autumn. Edge of Autumn.
Okay. So are we agreeing with that? It's the 5 as like a pile.
I like this. I mean, it can make a perfect pile if we want it. It can play around Wasteland. The only thing it doesn't beat is like turn 1 Moon, but then we would daze that, and that's usually fine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. Give me my temporary zone back. Okay, so order, please, Doishy.
So island on the bottom.
Island on the bottom. Island on the bottom. Okay, yes.
Okay. Then Cavern of Souls.
DM, I do that.
Then Oracle, following the rule that Oracle should always be your middle card.
That's a good rule. Folks, write that down.
Yeah.
I see it in middle or bottom.
Yeah.
Most.
Then Edge.
Yep. And then Polluted Delta.
And then Delta. So we're going to be passing multiple turns.
Okay. And then we just pass?
With this. And we just pass. And this daze only needs to be used against something that actively loses us the game.
So like Blood Moon, Chalice on 1.
We don't care about Chalice on 1.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Mox is fine. We're playing against a mono red gamer. We are playing against a mono red gamer. Fably? Oh no, playing against an initiative gamer. Oh, we might be getting initiative, folks. Okay. Alright.
I don't think we care about most initiative creatures. Maybe Archon of Emeria, but
no, they're going for big lady. Big lady. Chalice on 2.
We've got Cavern that beats it. It does stop our days for future turns, but if we just ignore this. We just ignore this.
You just ignore it? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
It's a good like pile check, right?
Yeah, it's like have you built the pile correct? This is a good. I like this play for our opponent. I'm not just saying that because I'm an initiative gamer. Because I would have just slammed Chalice on 1. But then if you've let it resolve, maybe Chalice on 2 is the way to go. Actually, I think
if Doomsday has already resolved, you want Chalice on 2 or Chalice on 0.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Actually, good point.
Like I think it's a play that if I was playing the step by myself, I might actually lose to. So I'm
okay. So
I think we play our brainstorm now because I do initiative run red blast effects or anything like that.
No, one thing that's annoying is Archon of Emeria, which limits you to 1 spell per turn.
They currently don't have white mana. They have red mana. So that is not as
Yeah, I think it's something we have to kind of think about.
Well, we're playing the Delta anyway, irrespective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that not shuffle? I mean, are we not playing Brainstorm first?
We're not
Delta?
fetching yet. We're not fetching yet, but we are playing Delta.
Okay, we'll play Delta. All right, play Brainstorm. We're playing Brainstorm?
We don't need to play Brainstorm, because if you remember, the things in our deck that we've got left to do is cast Oracle, cast Brainstorm, cycle Edge of Autumn, and fetch a basic land and play the Cavern of Souls. So all of that we're doing on our next turn.
Okay, so we'll just pass.
Or at the end of their turn, yeah.
Okay, we'll just pass the turn.
We could
so the question was, do we cast Brainstorm now, or in their turn, basically, do they have a way to stop Brainstorm with mana up?
Well, even if they play Archon, that's still...
Yeah, but then we just do it on 2 turns. The issue with Archon would be that our Cavern would enter tapped, but by brainstorming on their turn, we don't care.
Yeah.
Because Island wouldn't enter tapped.
Correct. This is absolutely fine. Yeah, we just let this resolve. You make it.
I was going to say we probably brainstorm in response.
I mean, we can brainstorm now.
I don't think it made. Yeah, I don't. No, don't worry. I don't. Sorry, I was overthinking things.
Yeah, like if this is their play, like they've kept a fair hand. They're hoping this Chalice on 2 is going to do the work. All right. So end step, we brainstorm on our end step. Yeah.
On their end step.
Yeah, on their end step. Sorry.
We can also brainstorm on our turn.
Let's just get the cards out. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
because we'll have draw for turn and we'll have cycle Edge of Autumn.
So just go Days Cavern. Keep it simple. Both left.
Okay, and do not fetch yet.
No, I'm not fetching. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Don't fetch. Okay.
Okay, so now fetch the land.
Hit our basic. Play Cavern. Naming
Play
Wizard.
Cavern. Yep.
Wizard.
You can tap the Cavern for blue and then sack it to Edge of Autumn.
Yep.
Then play Wizard. Habibi says can't be counted.
It still happens.
It still happens. Good.
Cool.
Alright, Mono, it's initiative, right? It has to be. It has to be. Sarah, I'm not going mad, it's initiative.
It's most likely initiative. I think if our opponent had white cards in hand and it wasn't Archon, them going Fable makes a lot of sense because it keeps it.
To keep the.
Hopefully, our sideboarding is the same for both decks.
Yeah. Like it. What do you do against aggressive Ancient Tomb decks? That's the question for you. We're just me and Sarah just nerding out of a Stompy decks.
It may or may not have Blood Moon.
So we're going to play around the assumption that they have Blood Moon and or Magus the Moon.
Correct.
Because,
there'll be 2 to 3 across the 75.
We're bringing in every pitch counter we have.
Get Subtlety in here.
Subtlety comes in, Force of Negation comes in, Basic Island comes in.
Yeah, this is the time for Basic Island.
Okay. Thoughtseize comes out.
Yeah, and as much as on the draw it's bad.
Active Negation comes out.
Yeah.
Archon is one of those things where we can.
Watery Grave comes out.
Yeah. Sorry, Sarah, you were saying? My apologies.
I was saying Archon is something you can plan around.
Yeah.
If we see it.
What?
Because cyclers don't care about Archon spell limit.
That is true. 2 more cards.
And then one cycler, probably Street Wraith.
Yep. The life loss is a genuine thing.
Yeah. And then probably a Ponder.
Yeah? Just because of Chalice?
Because this matchup, any matchup against a Moon Stompy or an Ancient Tomb Stompy deck, the entire game will be decided by our opening hand versus their opening hand.
That makes sense, yeah. That's how I've always felt whenever I've played it from the opposite side. Okay. Ship it. That's good.
Yeah.
Subtlety is also backbreaking for them. As someone who has been subtletied many times.
Yeah, especially if you use non.
This is god awful, right? This is being.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
It's bad. I kind of looked at it. I was like, oh. It's like.
I mean, I was just thinking, but Ponder, if that fight, no, but yeah.
If Blindside Diamond was Doomsday, suddenly it's one of the best.
That's not cheap. If Blindside Diamond's Doomsday.
We're going to 5.
Ship it. We are. This is a matchup where we aggressively mulligan, and we keep aggressively mulliganing until we find what we want or we die, and then if we die, we're at least on the play for game 3.
Bonus mull to 4. Are we mulling to 4?
Yep.
Yeah. Both of you have such conviction.
London Mulligan's broken. So
I know it is, darling. I know it is.
Yeah, that's key.
Okay. All right. Opponent's deciding if they're mulling to. Hold on. What would you mull? Why would you? Okay. Sarah, I'm doing the Moonstomp. I'm doing the from the opposite side.
So they're either digging for their Moon or their Archon, and they're hoping that's good enough.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think if it's me playing against Doomsday, apart from being mildly terrified half the time.
It means that when we keep our hand, we want to keep the pitch counter split between subtlety and force of negation.
Agreed.
Because subtlety deals with creatures, force of negation deals with the non-creature things that are going on. So our hand is probably like subtlety, force of negation, Scalding Tarn, Doomsday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm just going to put our hand together so we're ready to.
From their end, it's very much like there's only certain things in your deck that matter, and they're the lock pieces.
Okay, so keep this.
Yep.
And then we put Days, Fawn, and Undeers back.
Yep.
And hope to God.
This is pretty representative of the matchup, I would say.
I was about to say, is this how the matchup goes?
Yeah.
Is this our life?
Yeah, I mean, I've mulliganed down to 3s before, because 3 could be land Ritual Doomsday and just pray.
This Archon?
Yeah, here comes the Archon. Or a Chalice on 1.
We fund this. They've used up their resources. They used Spirit Guide and a Petal.
Yeah, so they are just on.
Yep.
And we could just draw Dark Ritual for our turn.
Yeah.
And if we Dark Ritual Doomsday, if I was in their position, I'd probably scoop.
I would also scoop. I'd be like, why?
I would not scoop in their position. Oh yeah.
So just land, Petal, go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our outs to win now are just... it's like any mana source, Dark Ritual...
In some ways, Petal is much better than Dark Ritual, because Dark Ritual could still leave us dead to Blood Moon. Whereas Petal, if we do now find Dark Ritual, gives us huge resilience against it.
That's fair.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
We're getting there.
I shouldn't have said any land.
Yeah, it's just...
That's my bad.
It's fine. If it wasn't this, it'd be the cabin.
Yeah,
true.
But no, the basic lands, I know it seems weird for those watching at home that we brought in a second basic island in a deck that in theory needs to resolve a spell that has 3 black pips in, but
you need to respect Blood Moon. You need to respect Blood Moon.
Blood Moon is one of the easiest ways to lose, and
They've
the
named
second island is a pile card.
Which makes
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're doing it. We are doing it, folks. All right.
Okay, let's go.
The key thing we need to think about is Archon of Emeria. That's like the only card that matters now as we build our pile, I think.
Okay, so let's fetch Underground Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to play our spells.
If we could fetch Basic Island here and still cast Doomsday, we would. But
no. Well, it's like the Basic Swamp. People used to have Basic Swamp.
Yeah.
I remember the Basic Swamp gamers used to be a thing. So.
Oh no! Don't get me ranting on Basic Swamp now.
Well, no, that's a Kai Sabotage. I know Kai and you have like had your chats on that. Okay, we're resolving this powerful wizard square. Okay, so Archon is the card we need to play around. And probably Blood.
Is that what they named off the cabin?
Correct.
Yeah,
they named Archon. So hold on, let me see if I can make it bigger. Here you go. Archon.
So Archon of Emeria, the key text for us is non-basic lands enter tapped, and you can only play 1 spell per turn, which lends itself to like cycler heavy piles because it doesn't care about the spell limit.
Correct.
Pyroblast does exist.
They're not playing it as much. Like the only person really plays it is Rodrigo Tagores. Like that's the only person who really plays Pyroblast sideboard, but it is a point to be considered.
Even if Pyroblast is in their hand, they currently do not have red mana.
They do not have red mana. That is very true. Their mana base is god awful.
So we can either try and win next turn, which we could do. It would eat one of our lands, but we would be able to do it through Archon.
Yeah.
Okay, which would be basically put 2 cyclers on top of our deck, 3rd card Oracle. Here you go. Can you answer this?
Yeah.
And what's nice about that is we could then have the next 2 cards as Basic Island, 2nd Thassa's Oracle. So we could do it where we try and win next turn. If it doesn't work, then at least we've got 2nd blue source.
The only other thing to be noting on, would I bring no, I wouldn't bring Swords to Plowshares in, but that is another card like to be mindful of. But then if we have second Foracle is probably the way to go, because like I personally wouldn't bring in against Doomsday. Maybe like 1 or 2 if I was worried about like Shieldred or Bowman or like Shieldred or Subtlety or something. But yeah,
so that is a pile that loses to Chalice on 2.
That does lose to Chalice on 2.
But if we don't care about Chalice on 2, like our opponent has 2 mana currently, one of which is for Archons.
Yeah, so they can. So yeah, like they can't. Like they have to draw. Like their hand has. I think the card in their hand is an Archon of Mirror, and they are hoping to draw a Lotus Petal, a Soul Land, anything. Like,
so let's commit to this. Let's put 2 oracles in the pile.
Get in,
Let's
get
put
in,
island
get in,
in
wizards.
the pile.
Oh, let me get these wizards in. What was the other one?
Basic island.
Get that base. Where the hell? Island. I'm in. And
1
then...
street wraith and 1 edge of autumn.
We got you.
I'm wondering whether we could make the island Cavern of Souls.
Not if we're playing around Blood Moon.
Okay. Yeah.
So we done? Okay.
Yeah.
GM. Order, please.
Okay, so oracle on the bottom.
DM, I do that.
Then island.
Then DM, I do that. Then oracle in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then does it matter about cycling order?
We probably put edge next, then street wraith.
Correct. All right, we pass.
For completely arbitrary reasons.
All right, opponent. We're ready. I'd scoop. I would 100% scoop.
This game is still very losable on our end.
No, of course it is, but... Okay.
Yeah.
Cycle street.
And... Yep.
You gotta go for it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Float
blue off Underground Sea.
Basic island. Oh, tapping for blue, correct?
Tapping for blue. We're a mono blue deck, remember?
Oh yeah, no, casting a triple black. So. Stack this.
Yeah, but post triple black, all you care about is blue mana.
Present 1 fishy boy.
Present a fishy boy. Trigger.
Say no.
Say no.
I mean, I quite like keeping Oracle on top, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it. Okay.
This was a really good example of how this match happens.
Yeah.
And obviously that was game 2, right?
Yeah.
So generally in this matchup, if you do win, game 1 is really important.
Yeah,
Winning game 1 is really good because game 2 then it doesn't matter so much because that game 3 you can really aggressively mulligan to Dark Ritual Doomsday as quickly as you can, or even if it's like a turn 2 Doomsday, but you do have the force of will or the subtlety or whatever. So long as you just need that tempo by 1 turn, stop their 1 threat that is worthwhile, and then go for it. And
100%.
they've got very few outs.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely something that I've noticed being on the... Like, I've definitely been on that side of the fence a lot, but now being on this side of the fence, I'm like, oh, okay, like, that's what the matchup's about. Okay, I can kind of respect that. Folks, join us for the final round. We can't keep this yet.
We don't want this.
And it's bad.
Campo's an incredible pauper player.
This is a keep.
Is this a sneep? Or is this just a keep?
It's Doomsdays with backup.
Yeah. So cycle. Are we putting Edge of Autumn back?
Yeah.
All right. This Delver.
Ooh, if it is Delver, that will give you the full. Oh baby. Okay, so we are getting the full Doomsday experience now, and this will be the worst part of it.
Oh, here we go. This is playing against Delver.
We're letting Darcy resolve.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We cannot fight over their threats. We just have to try and outrace them.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough. It's very likely we lose, but that's fine.
Delver's a check for Doomsday. That's the kind of...
Delver is the one deck that stops Doomsday having a card banned from it.
Yeah, basically.
I'm glad we've got a petal, though, so we can at least personal tutor around days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah, let's go. Right, so because we're gamers, we've just drawn the Doomsday. So, Underground Sea first.
Do we play Underground Sea first?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You want the petal to be around days as well.
So play Lotus Petal.
Play Petal. And then rip Doomsday off sea and see what happens.
And then basically start praying.
Yeah. So Delver is one of the decks that can outrace our piles.
Auto-resolve.
Ooh.
That auto-resolved. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, well...
Click.
Oh my god, it's resolved.
Okay. So, I don't like reading into Modo settings for opponents, but that could be an indication that we could be a little bit cheeky here. So there is a standard, what I would air quotes call a standard Delver pile.
Okay.
Okay, which is pretty much the same one that we did for game 1 in the blind last match. So you basically put a fetch, a basic, a cavern, a cycler, an oracle, and that way they can't counter anything. They can't get rid of your mana base.
It's just you're protected. You're protected in like 4 fronts, basically.
Yeah. Now they can outrace that pile, especially with a Darcy, and if they've got piles. We do have forces, which is really nice. Yeah. And we've already got a Lotus Petal in play, which is really nice. So Wasteland on our Underground Sea is going to be mitigated quite a bit.
Okay.
I think we can still take it a little bit slow. So I still think we want an Oracle.
Obviously,
as always, we start with an Oracle.
We start with the good card.
Yeah, we don't want a second Oracle. Delver is one of those decks whereby it's decided by one card. Obviously, their removal suite tends to be mana based. They don't have, pitch removal. So if their shield's down with their mana, or if they've just got a Wasteland with their mana, that tends to be you can just do an imperfect pile off Cavern, and it should be good.
Okay.
Especially because we have Force in hand as well.
That's really good.
And on that note, we want Cavern, because we're playing against Delver.
So do we just want to do the pile we did, the cycle pile? Like we're resilient to Wasteland, we're resilient to counter magic.
Yeah.
Like, that's the pile we're doing?
Yeah. I think because of these forces especially, we can do this. The only change up you might want to make to that pile is if this personal is maybe a Brainstorm, because Brainstorm lets you switch gears between it being a slow pile and a fast pile.
Yeah, okay. So
it basically adds to
Cavern, Edge, Thassa's Oracle, Brainstorm, and then Basic Island. Is that what we're doing, or just Underground, like a land? Oh, no, we've got Cavern of Souls actually.
So the default one would be Island Fetch. And then if we want to play around with that, we obviously have to... We lose the ability to fetch that island because we can't have the fetch and the island.
Yeah. I like Cavern just because of, like... I think Cavern...
I think we're okay with the basic pile, to be honest. Because of this force.
Okay, so then Basic Island, and then what was the final card? Is it...
a fetch land.
A fetch land.
Probably not, maybe Flooded Strand.
Okay.
Whichever one is less likely to be named by arbitrary main deck Pithing Needle.
Okay, so this is this is our pile.
Yeah.
Okay, now Temporary Zone. Okay, so bottom card is
Island.
Basic Island. Basic Island Gaming activate. Then Cavern.
Yep.
Then Thassa's Oracle.
Yep.
Then
Edge.
Then we draw Flooded Strand.
Yep.
DM, I do that.
Okay, we're going to pass a couple of turns.
Yep.
We're going to take a couple of hits. We might still lose to damage. This petal is basically on pay for days duty.
Yeah.
For our forces. Yeah.
Yeah, like double, like it's one of these ones where it's like bolts kind of annoying. Like if they go for like just burn spells.
Yeah, if they've got a hand of just burn spells, that's really annoying for us.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's kind of difficult for them to make Darcy a 3/3 and hold things up. That's the other thing. They would need to have like good bauble.
Is that Bowman mana? Bowman doesn't do anything, right? Like it pings us. Molten Collapse.
The petal?
Yeah, on the petal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we just sack petal, make blue.
I do like this card, Sarah, as an extra sorcery for Grixis, actually. The more I think about it, the more I think this card's very good for Grixis.
It is extremely good. It also kills Chalice of the Void.
Yeah. But they're trying to build the they're trying to make Darcy bigger.
They're also hoping we needed the Lotus Pearl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And from this point on, this Underground Sea is now our days map. Yeah. Because we're going off Basic Island, Cavern of Souls.
Yeah. So.
And most likely, this Force of Will is going to be pointing at a lightning bolt.
Correct. So, Flooded Strand, go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the kind of piles you get to make when you turn 1 Doomsday, because it's so fast. You can, like, pay turns back.
You're just like, I will eventually kill you. I just need to get that to that point. Okay.
Whereas if they had, like, a flipped Delver in play, we probably would have had to make a faster pile.
The fact that they're attacking just gives me... They can't even, what do you call it? Like, make a Murktide or anything, like... Alright, so we just pass... Draw for turn.
We'll draw edge.
Okay.
And we are going to be passing one more turn.
One more turn! Like, if they played Bowman... Oh, they didn't play Bowman. No Bowman.
We haven't cantripped. They haven't
done anything. They've played a Brainstorm and a Molten Collapse.
Yeah.
Oh, opponent's just taking this nice and slowly. I love that for you.
The fact they haven't flipped Darcy is really good for us.
Yeah.
So at this point now, we're basically just playing around double bolt.
Yeah.
Okay, because with this fetch, and even then, we might not need to fetch, which is the fun bit.
Okay, so we'll just our draw step. Just take a draw step.
We've got draw step.
But then we get Foracle.
If they bolt us here, we let that happen. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is flow blue off Underground Sea. We're not fetching.
No.
Okay. Cycle edge off Underground Sea.
Oh, Bowman? Okay.
Bowman is 1 damage. We don't care about 1 damage. That's fine. This is the only card we're drawing into Bowman. And we're not going to be passing the turn, so the Alk army does not matter.
Yeah.
And then if they have the bolt, they can't have force with that.
So now we let this do its thing.
Yep.
Oh, it's 2 damage, isn't it? I mean, it's still fine.
So Cavern.
Okay, Cavern, play Oracle.
Cavern name Wizard.
I like to think that it's the wizard naming that really gets the wins under the belt. Okay, so now basically, if they do have a bolt, they have to point it at the Oracle.
Yeah. And we could just force that.
We can fetch.
We can ignore it. Okay, so click OK. Do they have removal?
Now we fetch, right?
So now we fetch.
Get our island.
Yep. And then let bolt resolve.
Oh, is this fun? Like, we don't have to do anything?
Nope.
It's equal to your devotion to blue. We have 0 cards in our deck.
My mind gets blown. Okay, alright.
This is what I mean by perfect piles play around removal. Because even if they get rid of the Thassa's Oracle, your devotion to blue is 0. You're still,
the ability is still on the stack. Like, it's like, okay, what are we doing against Delver?
We're doing very little. Oh. I tend to bring in maybe 2 Flusterstorms, if that, and I tend to take out... I kind of make it up as I go, really. It's normally a combination of, like, 1 Street Wraith and then something else.
Do you not want, like...
My brain kind of thinks it should be Ideas Unbound, because mana can be a restricting factor.
It can be. The thing is, sometimes against Delver, you get into a late stage where they haven't got a threat in play, but they have been playing this control-based deck.
They've just kind of killed everything.
You basically just need to get through the pile as quickly as possible.
The thing, then. It kind of feels weird to me having both. Basically.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like having both. So most of the time you would find people have considered but not ideas. Okay, and a lot of people see Ideas Bound as a crutch card almost.
Yeah.
I think it's valuable enough, and I've faced enough situations in the wild with it where it was the only card that would win me the game.
Yeah, 100%.
That I'm a bit loath to get rid of it. Same with cards like Pact of Negation. Pact of Negation can be very limited, but again, it's incredibly powerful when it's needed.
When
and
it's
sometimes...
good, it's incredible. Yeah.
Exactly.
So what are we cutting then? What's our final cut?
Oh.
Is it Thoughtseize on the draw?
It's not Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is really good.
Have to.
Thoughtseize just punches the combo through.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let's just cut.
Is it Ideas Unbound? Because it is 2 mana.
Yeah, sort of. We'll cut Ideas Unbound.
Okay. The only card I was also considering is maybe like, we don't really care about the creatures and stuff.
And
do you need basic island? Are we basic island gaming?
No. We only need 1 basic island.
Okay, alright.
They can't play Blood Moon themselves, so...
I don't know, like, not Grixis. Grixis can't, but Rug did for a while. They were like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, they're Grix.
This is a turn 1 protected Doomsday.
This is a turn 1 protected Doomsday.
We are keeping this every day of the week, and we are jamming it every day of the week.
I love jamming every day of the week. Jamming.
Exclamation mark, mind break trap.
I wanna jamming with you. If
I don't know what that card is, and I am not playing around it.
Look,
So,
why did they play their Mishra's Ball with this? When did they not have a turn 1 Darcy?
because they've got the fear.
Because they've got the fear.
They've always got the fear.
They've got
So
more
the
fear.
best card we could draw here is probably a Dark Ritual.
Yeah. And I hope you like jamming too. Brainstorm's also good.
That's really good.
Okay. Right. Fetch.
We throw it all down.
We're jamming. And I hope you like.
This is where our opponent posts in their Discord, like, oh, they always have turn 1 Doomsday. Why do I play this game?
That's what I'm like. I'm just like, why? And
I used to play Naya Depths, so I've gotten all my salt about Doomsday out.
Yeah, I've even as a Stompy player, like our matchup is not bad, but yeah, it's
So very likely. Oh my god!
it resolved.
I was about to go through the what ifs of their interactions, but it turns out they had nothing, so we don't need to worry about it.
Well, well, we still have to. Oh, we can't.
I think we're going to get Wastelanded.
Yeah, I think we're getting Wasteland. We're getting Wastelanded.
We don't care about Wasteland right now. So our hand is so stacked right now because we've got Brainstorm, we've got Cavern, and we've got Force with a pitch card. Okay, this hand is
we've
nuts.
We've already
built
half the pile in our hand.
Exactly. We're just god tier gamers. So we need Oracle.
Yeah, this is without like. I feel like when people say make the pile, it's 4 cards, not 5. It's just.
Sometimes you have Oracle in hand.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Don't be that game, folks.
Yeah. So again, we can build most of what we built last time because they have no pressure.
Yeah. So
none whatsoever.
Is it just the same pile as before? So island, edge, fetch land.
Yep.
Okay, so let me just get the card zone.
Oh, we've got Cavern in hand. Oh my god.
We've got Cavern in hand.
We're gaming out of our minds. We'll get Flood Strand. Oh, Polluted Delta. Actually, we'll get the one card that. Get the one of Polluted Delta.
I mean, okay.
What you want to get? You want to use Misty Rainforest?
Yeah, I'm feeling green.
All right, let's go Misty Rainforest. That's right. We'll play Misty Rainforest. What's the last card?
Have another counter spell.
Okay.
Because...
Yep. So we've also got because we've got this Brainstorm in hand.
Yeah.
We could think about putting a Petal in the pile because that would allow us to effectively speed up by a turn or 2. If they go shields down, we cast Brainstorm. We draw Petal and Oracle. We've already got Cavern in play, and if they're shields down for Bolt or any of their mana, if they have no mana open, we just jam Oracle.
So you want to put Petal in?
Never click the one in graveyard, so it shows it to them.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Graveyard is open information, so when you're resolving a Doomsday, even in paper, your opponent knows what you take out of the graveyard.
Doomsday player we played Rhinos showed us, took the On Earth out their deck, which is fine, but they're the only one they had, so it's fine. So we'll take Low Spell. Ah, right, DM, I do that. Done. Get this temporary zone. We're becoming very acquainted with the temporary zone.
Okay, right.
I'm
going to let you
Oh, no, don't let me. DM, I don't do that.
I'm gonna say what it is, but don't do it until we've got it confirmed.
My hands are up.
So my brain goes like from the bottom.
Okay.
Island Petal, Foracle, Misty Edge. But that might be wrong.
Close. I think the only...
Is it Edge and Misty are flipped?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought I could be getting wrong.
Okay.
So Island Petal, Foracle, and now I've forgotten which way around it is again.
Misty, Edge?
Foracle, Edge.
Edge, Misty.
So we're drawing Misty for turn.
Yeah.
Thassa the Biblioteca.
Yeah.
Why am I so terrified? We have like... Why am I so terrified? Sarah, is this what it's like? Just terrified.
I just realised this pile beats double Wasteland.
We just gave it out of our minds! We gave it out of our minds!
Because I've turned one Doomsday against Dalva before and lost a double Wasteland, and now I feel like I need to just write this one down.
Write this pile down.
I went for like a triple cycler pile, just on the idea of like none of my spells will be counterable. You lose, and then I just got like double Wastelanded in it.
Oh!
This is fine. We don't care. We don't care about surgical. It messes up the ordering, but this is a minor inconvenience.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we've got this brainstorm, we've got Cavern in hand already.
Yeah.
And we've got land.
This is just a peak, right? This is just peak.
Yeah,
just
it's
doing
peak,
this as
and it ruins the order of what we've stacked.
That's fine.
Speaking of, have you seen? I think it was Monkeys Can't Cry's pile that was like Foracle land free Doomsdays. Because they had a surgical in hand.
They surgical Doomsday.
Yeah,
that's very funny. No, I think
it's available on Twitch to watch if you want to see
My favorite one is one we played against the Plain Devil. Do we care?
Huh?
Like, this is a threat.
Nah, we don't care. No, we don't care.
Okay,
we don't care.
Delver never flips.
It still needs to hit us for 3 turns if they don't have a bolt. Okay, so what we can do is we could just cast Brainstorm.
Yeah?
If they've got days, then fine. It doesn't really change anything.
So, cast Brainstorm?
Yeah.
Let's cast Brainstorm.
Get some order back in our pile.
Okay, sweet. So all we're missing is Oracle.
Which is on top, which is the card in
and even then, we can potentially win this turn. So, what we want to do is put back Basic Island first.
Yep, and
then... Oh no, we can't win this turn, can we?
No.
No.
But we still need to put back Basic Island, because that's what we're going to be fetching.
We're putting back Basic Island. That's canon.
Can we not win this turn? Can we not cycle the edge?
We could win this turn, but it's not protected in any way, shape, or... Well, it's got... Basically, there's no reason to risk it. It's basically the point, and it's not guaranteed, because what we'll be doing is we'll be putting 2 cards back, fetching, so there's 2 cards there, and if we cycle edge, we don't know if we're going to draw Oracle or not. It could be the other card that we put back.
Oh.
Which is fine, but passing a turn here does not matter.
We can put back Island Edge, play Misty.
No, we want to keep Edge.
Yeah.
We put back Island Cavern. Arbitrarily. Yeah.
Okay. So we're drawing Cavern for the turn?
No.
Okay. So put Cavern, and then play Misty.
Play Misty, fetch.
Get
because why leave it to chance?
Okay. Get the basic on. Then play Petal?
Basic Island.
We playing the Petal?
Yeah, play Petal. Yeah.
Alright. They play Molten Collapse, sure. And then we just
and
then just pass.
Just chill, yeah. And then next turn we're guaranteed to be able to draw Oracle plus
Cavern. Okay. They have Force. Which doesn't matter. 3 Okay, so we go to
Force only matters if they've got bolt plus
land.
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah.
Plus land plus blue card to pitch to force.
Okay, so cabin.
Blue off Underground Sea?
Yep.
Give me that land. Play this good wizard friend. Resolve a good wizard friend.
They could also be on Stifle, which would be a bit painful to the soul, but if that's the case, they wanted it more than we did.
We just counter it.
Most of us are only playing one, Max.
It's
okay.
Let this
you're
resolve.
Force of will.
Yeah.
What do they pitch? Force pitch force?
Force.
Oh.
I mean, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, Habibi, that's not how this works.
This will be a red. Yep.
Oh!
I think this is... and with that, welcome you two to the Cabal. Gaming.
All right, everyone, let's do a quick debrief. Okay. I can see why people enjoy playing this deck, because I feel like in every game we played, even in the Rhinos matchup, which we lost, I feel like we had game.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah, even in the Rhinos one, it's like if we rip Doomsday, we could have just won on the spot.
Yeah, and we didn't follow the ABCD rule.
The thing that makes the deck so different to most other legacy decks, and also actually most decks within Magic, irrespective of format, is there's a lot of heuristics that you just throw out the window. So, for example, in that Stompy matchup that we had, and you're just like, are we mulling to 4? It's like, yeah, we're mulling to 4.
Oh my god.
We don't care about card advantage, we don't care about cards in hand, we care about one thing, and that's resolving Doomsday. And after Doomsday resolved, we only care about resolving Thassa's Oracle. And in brackets, Thassa's Oracle's trigger.
Yeah.
It's a deck that rewards understanding of the meta, but more so rewards understanding of the cards you've put in the deck. So you guys were obviously asking me for a list for this video, and you were also kind of throwing ideas out of different things. So this list, for people watching, this is pretty much the list I play in paper, and it's not usual to a lot of people. So, for example, 3 Ponder is not the norm. Most people are still playing 4 Ponder. People are not playing Ideas Unbound. I am playing Ideas Unbound. This is a deck where I was joking about there being 55 flex slots, but genuinely, there are. And so long as you, as a pilot, understand exactly why you want those cards in those slots, you will get rewarded for it.
Definitely. Sarah, you were saying?
Yeah, so what I was going to say is, on the thing again, I think we could do, multiple videos on Doomsday, because there's so many different ways of doing Doomsday.
Yeah.
You have these, ultra... The way I've kind of categorized it in my head is you've got all-in Doomsday, you've got personal tutor, but with some flex Doomsday, and then you've got tempo Doomsday and no bad cards Doomsday, right?
And 4-color Doomsday. Don't forget the 4-color, slow, grindy. We will eventually win, but it's also good.
That's what I think of as a subset of no bad cards.
Yeah,
Doomsday,
that's true, yeah.
To be honest. This is a very all-in list. Monkeys Can't Cry is usually personal tutor, but a bit more flexibility.
Yeah.
Doomsday, it's less about resolving it turn 2, though it does do that a lot.
You have
but you have things like One Ring and Shouldred. You have some plan Bs.
Yeah.
Then you have Tempo Doomsday, which is weird, and I don't understand it.
Only Sam Murphy played. Well, it depends what version.
There's no bad cards nowadays.
Yeah. If there's a version which, one thing. So Tempo Doomsday, where I kind of classify the Esper Doomsday deck with Teferi and what Marcus Ewald and Francis Capel were playing a little maybe 18 months or 2 years ago. That the kind of we still have Doomsday in our deck, but we can play a fair game and still win. We'll win when we get to when we've crafted the perfect hand. You don't have to go all in. Same with Luca Fasoli. Luca Fasoli. Shout out Luca Fasoli. What an absolute
huge shout out to Luca. Really good.
Huge shout out to Luca. he's been championing like bug Doomsday for God knows how long. Man loves a carpet of flowers.
He also brought back Citadel Doomsday for a bit.
Oh,
bit of both. If you've that deck is so sick because you can play the normal Doomsday plan, but you can also just Dark Rit, Cabal Rit out a Bolus's Citadel, and if you cast Doomsday, you can build this amazing pile that basically goes through, makes 4 mana off LED Petal, casts Profane Tutor off the top of your deck to fetch Tendrils, cast Tendrils on your opponent, and then cast another Doomsday, and you just repeat until they're dead.
Let's go. But yeah, like, there's a bunch of these pilots who are championing varieties of this. And yeah, like, I can see why there are a lot of Doomsday creators trying a variety of different things. Like, it is, like, I'm not joking, folks, when we say it's a cabal, it is a bit of a cult. Like, once you get in, like, you're kind of in. And I think it's one of those decks that has so much depth, and, like, the 55 slot thing is so much more pronounced than in other decks. Like, you can have it with Delver, you can have it with other decks, but, like, this is, like, you build whichever way you want. As long as you got Thassa's Oracle and Doomsday, the rest is, the world's your oyster. You can build whatever you want. And I think, like, but I would say to a Legacy player who wanted to play Doomsday for the first time, I would go with, like, or just go for blue-black, room and or zoom, and then once you understand the heuristics and you understand the way that Doomsday's played, then you can experiment with, like, your personal playstyle. Whether you want to go slower, whether you want to go faster, whether you want more interaction, whether you want less interaction, yada yada blah blah. But yeah, hell of a drug. Hell of a drug.
I will say we're a terrible community if you come along and say what's the best list to play. I would like to pick it up. What's the best list to play? Because there is no best list.
Yeah.
It's what is best for you is not best for me.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed that.
We're also not very good at saying, oh yeah, just net deck this list. If you go to the Doomsday Wiki, there's sort of the very first page, the very first kind of list that you'd see when trying to learn deck is called core concepts.
Yeah.
And the first core concept is we're teaching people to fish. So we're not good if you're, looking to just pick the deck up, play a league with it, just casually see how it feels.
Yeah.
No. We want you to understand everything you're doing within that deck. And obviously, if you've, you're just looking to chill out, try something new, it's not the best way of going about it. But if you are, like, seriously considering getting into it as your sort of main Legacy deck of choice, or maybe your second Legacy deck of choice, it's the best way to do it.
100%. This is something.
Now that I've won with it, I seriously am reconsidering, like, the way I kind of swore off it before, and just being like, maybe I do this again. What I think actually kind of needs to happen is, like, the Doomsday Wiki, and there's all these videos, they're very kind of like, the way I term it is, like, they're self-directed.
Yeah.
But I feel like Doomsday's actually a deck where you could design something more systematic to get people up to speed. And that might be my life's journey now. Maybe I need to...
You and Martin Nielsen trying to make... I think Martin Nielsen has started doing that.
Yeah, Foundations of Doomsday.
Foundations of Doomsday, I think, is a really good series. So I think it's super duper fun. Don't be scared by it. I think this is something we've realized, Sarah, is let's not be scared by it. Like, this 3 mana sorcery, do not be scared by this card. This card is incredible.
So you're obviously mentioning guides. You're talking about the Doomsday series by Neville Shute.
Yeah.
We recently had this document posted called Dissecting Doom. So this is a really nice guide because you said, what's something good for a new player who just needs to get into it. This guide is really good because it is from the perspective of a player who did not know how to play, jumped into it, has gone through all the reading, and has posted some sort of really nice, there's like some bullet points on heuristics. So for example, Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah.
If it's not in your hand, it needs to be in the deck. That's one of your cards already decided.
Yeah.
Cavern of Souls. If you're playing against a blue deck or a Chalice deck or a deck with Rebs, you probably want Cavern of Souls. So that's 2 out of 5 your deck decided.
That's a good chunk of your decision making done.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have enough blue mana, and it's not a Cavern of Souls thing, then put blue mana in.
Yeah.
If you do have blue mana and you just need to draw cards quickly, put something like a Brainstorm in.
Yeah.
Like you very quickly see the resource you need, and thus you can match it to the card you need to get that resource.
100%. That's definitely That's definitely.
At the end of the day, practice makes perfect. If you like the deck, feel free to play it. Obviously, if you play it online, play it on Modo, and then start challenging yourself. Get a stopwatch. As soon as Doomsday is starting to resolve, click the stopwatch, see how your pile making goes, force yourself to be on a clock. If you're playing small FNMs or casually, take your time to begin with when you do have that thing, but, start improving, start dropping that time, make those decisions. Sometimes, and this is going to be my one swear of the video, sometimes you just have to say fuck it and lock it in.
Yes!
Okay? Because you can play 5D chess against yourself and lose. So sometimes keeping it simple is correct. It's an art, it's not a science. You make decisions to the best of your ability over what information you have. You don't have all the information. Try not to second guess yourself too much. If you go, right, I'm accepting losing to X, Y, and Z, and they happen to have X, Y, or Z, fine. At least you made that conscientious decision to not play around it.
Exactly. That's basically how I think that's the feeling.
The thing that hurts when you're learning it is when you lose to something that you didn't even think about.
Yeah.
But, as long as you're making that kind of decision, it's a lot less painful. The other thing I was going to say is, Doomsday nerds love being sent screenshots with the question, what
do
pile?
they ever? Oh, they love it.
The first league I was playing Doomsday, trying to learn it, I went up against Mono Blue Stifle Knot, which horrendous to feel like. And I got, I posted on Twitter, and we had, Doomsday nerds, 5 replies deep with each other talking about piles. And I've never seen that much just raw knowledge dropped on a single screenshot in my life.
I love it. It makes me so...
force of willing a ponder the winning line. It was really weird.
I love it. And with that, let us go to the wire. Thank you for hanging out with us today, playing the Doomsday. Doishy, if people want to find you on the internet, I'm assuming it's the Doomsday Discord.
The Doomsday Discord is where I live, breathe, and will probably die. I'm not on Twitter, so don't bother trying to ping me on there.
No.
But yeah, you can find me on there. There is also you can find the link to that via the Doomsday Wiki, or to be honest, if you just ping another Doomsday player and say, "Could you get in touch with me?" They'll get you in touch with me. You could ping Sahar and he'll get you in touch with me.
You can tell me. Yeah. Doishy, very nice.
So thank you very much, guys, for having me. It's been an absolute blast.
It's been an absolutely amazing. Folks, obviously, thank you for hanging out with us. Doishy's great. Doishy helped us. We're continuing through the letter E and the rest of the alphabet on our A to Z of Legacy, and hopefully bringing you some content for Vintage and some more Learning Legacy as well in the future. But until next time, it is a goodbye from me. It is a goodbye from Doishy and Sarah. Bye. Bye guys. Bye.